news breaks and events happens. We bring you unbiased and explicit information on politics, economy, and state of the nation. We break down the chaos. Facts, not fluff. Truth, not spin. We discuss not just politics, but a glimpse into the future. Voice of the People Television. Now you have more than a voice.
We encourage you to click on the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are Voice of the People TV. Also follow us on all our social media platforms. We are at VOP TV Live. Visit our website www.vop.ng for fresh and trending news. Also watch us live on SLTV channel 264. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television.
This is African News on Voice of the People Television, where we don't just bring you the news, we bring you Africa's heartbeats, the policies that shapes our world, and the economy that determines our future. African News on Voice of the People Television. Stay with us.
When I first heard VOP, I thought they were talking about me because I'm a voice-over personality, but no, this is Voice of the People TV, and you are riveted forever because this is the place to be.
Yo guys, your boy Chella, shout out to VOP TV. I love you guys.
Salut, salut tout le monde, Suspect 95, là on est sur VOP TV, on passe un bon temps, j'espère que vous kiffez, on est au Afrima, on est ensemble, VOP TV.
Don't see me like a fool because I don't do giddy giddy giddy. VOP, you don't know somewhere from Ghana representing live and living color. Yeah, Bim Nation president, outside with it. Bless up.
Hello, this is Milo from Ivory Coast. Keep watch Voice of the People TV. Regardez la voix du peuple, la télévision de la voix du peuple. Que Dieu vous bénisse. À très bientôt. Love you so much.
Hi guys, what's up? This is Gaze Baba. I am watching VOP TV. Usually you'll be told to not touch the dial, but I tell you to touch the dial and increase the volume. You're like, keep it locked. It's Afro Gospel. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Shego Arunze. You're watching VOP. Don't change the dial.
My Joe, fine girl. My Joe, fine babe. Only are you, but on the Fuji was. Yes, don't touch the dial. This is me, Dr. Adiwala Iba. Keep watching VOP TV.
In a world where power shifts with every headline.
In a nation full of questions.
In a world filled with noise, the truth needs a voice.
The policies that shapes our world and the economy that determines our future.
Every hour, every day, the grapevine keeps buzzing.
And together, we are committed to telling the stories that shape our world because your voice is our focus.
Don't forget, our voice matters the most. Let us come together and share our concerns.
All right, so yesterday, the world of football was agog with the news that Mohamed Salah will be leaving Liverpool come the end of the season. And of course, a lot of reactions we've seen even here in the studio on this show, Locker Room. We've given our own reactions as well. But the question still remains, who is Liverpool going to replace the legend, the living legend Mohamed Salah with, in the coming season? A lot of names have, come up in the list. A certain Frenchman, Michael Olise, yes, it was been linked with Liverpool, but the question is, will Bayern Munich be ready to let him go? Well, links linking him to Liverpool has been shut down by the Bayern Munich boss himself. But of course, trust me, when the transfer window opens in the summer, we will still be seeing some news regarding the Frenchman and other targets joining the Liverpool Football Club. As well, in the Women's Champions League, Manchester United women suffered a defeat at the hands of Bayern Munich. And of course, we saw Arsenal, earlier defeating Chelsea as well. And of course, just like the Men's Champions League version, the women's game is also taking shape. Barcelona decimating Real Madrid. That was really bad at Santiago Bernabeu. 6-2 it ended in favor of Barcelona Femeni. And of course, the second leg, I don't know if the Real Madrid ladies will want to turn up. Good evening and welcome to your show Locker Room on Voice of the People Television. I am Afiz Ogubanjo. And of course, I have my main man here with me. For the next 15 minutes thereabouts, we are going to be dissecting all the best news from the world of football. And of course, Maiwa Alao will be joining virtually. Yes, he's here with us. Of course, as we take you throughout the world of football, the locker room, on the pitch, and off the pitch as well. We'll be giving you all the juiciest stories for the next 15 minutes thereabouts. And before we go on the show, please do well to like, comment, and subscribe to the channels of VOP TV Live and, of course, VOP TV Plus on YouTube right there. Turn on your notification bells so you won't miss any of the exciting episodes on this show, Locker Room, and, of course, on our sister programs, of course, on those platforms. Jerry, you're welcome to the show. The UEFA Women's Champions League, Barcelona Femeni, they look like that loss to Arsenal last season is like they're taking it personally, decimating Real Madrid women 6-2, of course, right there, and they'll be hosting them in the second leg. Do you think the Madrid women will want to turn up in that game, just to negotiate the second leg? Because it looks like when you talk about Spanish football, it's Barcelona Femeni that is in front.
Yeah, Barcelona has been the big shot in the UEFA Champions League until Lyon started giving them a run for the money.
Lyon women.
And recently, Chelsea has joined even Arsenal.
Arsenal, 2 times Champions League,
in the UEFA Champions League. So it's like the ball has been going around, but the ball has not got into Real Madrid yet. It seems like Madrid has not taken the business of female football seriously as much as the likes of Real and Barcelona and Lyon has done. So until they do that, they'll keep on doing catch up. And I'm not surprised that Barcelona is dispatching the females. And they say what the men can do, the women can do better. And that is just a pure illustration of what the Barcelona ladies have done to the Real Madrid boys. And since Hansi Flick came on board, it seems like anything that Barcelona touches, as far as Real Madrid is concerned, turns to gold. And I don't see Madrid ladies doing a comeback on this one. It's already sealed. Signed, sealed, and delivered. It only gets worse if they sleep on it and they feel that they want to go all out. Because if you go all out, the Barcelona ladies will punish you. They have the likes of Bonmanti. And very interesting.
Alexia Putellas, Wapajo,
very interesting set of players who can cause a lot of problems for you. So, anyway, the Champions League for the ladies, Barcelona all the way.
And of course, Maiwa, good evening and welcome to the show. Manchester United women, they gave their best up against the Bayern Munich in the first leg. Do you still see some hope lingering in the second leg? And do you think Manchester United can, outplay the Bayern Munich ladies, of course, in the UEFA Women's Champions League?
It's always amazing to be here. What the male team cannot do, what the male team cannot do, the female team is doing it. Manchester United male team are very disappointing in the Champions. No, they are not even qualifying.
But next season they will be.
Next season they will be there.
I was shocked where the disappointment was coming from. There's nothing to disappoint. They are not even there.
You are not in the competition.
Anyway, why you want to go
ahead? Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
We've seen teams turn things around. It's just one goal difference, and they can turn things around and see and probably get to the next stage. I mean, if the males are not doing it, the females should be able to do it. So I'm looking forward to see how they will turn things around, and I'm hoping that the ladies will do what the male cannot do and probably get further in the Champions League.
Well, absolutely. And speaking of getting to the next level, this is where we'll be kickstarting our discussion of the day. I mean, the Super Eagles of Nigeria has been coming on and on and on. It's been discussed for the past few months. And right now, the hopes of getting to the World Cup in 2026, Jerry, has effectively ended because the Intercontinental Playoffs will be kicking off today in Mexico. And the Super Eagles were eliminated by DR Congo, who won 4-3 on penalties in the African Playoff Final last November in Morocco. And the playoffs feature 6 countries from 5 confederations, except Europe, of course, are battling for 2 World Cup spots. And of course, the DR Congo, who eliminated Nigeria, will face the winner of Jamaica against New Caledonia. And that game will be taking place tomorrow. Today, we have Bolivia against Suriname. And the winner of that game, Jerry, will be taking on Iraq. And of course, Nigeria had appealed the FIFA's decision to dismiss their petition challenging DR Congo's qualification. But the appeal is unlikely to succeed before the World Cup. Jerry, now the question is this. We have already seen the picture now that Nigeria are not going to the World Cup. The Super Eagles of Nigeria, they are not going to the World Cup. the second World Cup in a row. Jerry, I can remember 2006 when we missed out on the World Cup ticket to Angola. I can remember the uproar because 1994 we were there, 1998, of course, we were qualified for 3 successive World Cups before that time. 2002 we were also there, even though we didn't perform really well in all of these World Cups, right? Maybe the 1994 and 1998 ones, we did well, considering that we started for the first time and all of that. But 2002 it was poor, not out of the group stage. But 2006, where we had like, should I call them the golden generation? The Okochas, the Kanus were there, even though they were looking like they past their prime. But these were players that we were looking on to take us to 2006 World Cup. I can remember the fallout from not qualifying from that tournament. Right now, this is the second time, second in a row. What do you think needs to be done and fast? In the NFF right now, because this is like an embarrassment, Jerry. What do you think needs to be done? I don't want to ask who to blame it on. I think I will save that for my hour. But what do you think should be done to correct this? And 2030, we should be there. We have to.
The thing is that if you want to correct something, you have to go to what made you go wrong.
Yeah.
And if my memory is correct, the 2006 World Cup was due to the fact that the big players in the team were selecting matches, players like JJ Okocha.
Yeah.
And they underrated the likes of Angola. And that we paid dearly for it. The Palancas, Negras, yeah.
I can't forget number 10. There was Flavio, number 14. There's Figueiredo, the free kick master, number 7. Can't forget.
and Angola was just a team that believed. And somehow they found a way to beat the Super Eagles. Even in Kano, they gave us a run for
1-1. I think it was 1-1 in Nigeria, 1-0 in Luanda.
In Luanda. So our problem started when the overconfidence from the NFF, knowing that they can do it, and the players started having the mentality that the giants of Africa, qualifiers doesn't matter. They can run through qualifiers and qualify for the World Cup. We got ahead of ourselves, and we paid dearly for it. And since 2006, I remember Ibrahim Galadima, when he was quizzed why Nigeria did not qualify for the World Cup, he said that it's not our birthright.
After qualifying for 3 straight editions.
Yeah, that is not the birthright of Nigeria to qualify for the World Cup. And
that's it all.
That cost him the NFF position.
Of course.
And since 2006, 2010, we woke up, we went to the World Cup. 2010, 2014, we also went to the World Cup. I think it was Brazil. Brazil 2014, and went with Keshi. That was after 2013. We won the African Cup of Nations.
Yeah.
And we had a good team. We had everything going for us.
Yeah.
Then in 2018, Amadou Pinnick's board went to the World Cup. And if you take a look at the trajectory from 2018, we began to have issues.
Yes.
Because our age grade teams began to die. And when our age grade teams began to die, the identity of the Super Eagles was lost.
Was dwindling, yeah.
Was dwindling.
Yeah.
And since then, I knew the problem was going to continue. And the 2022 World Cup was based on the fact that we underrated the Ghanaians. Yeah, somehow. I don't know. Things didn't really go well, but we did our best, which was not good enough. The likes of Zoff, Jetson, and so on and so forth. And I think the coach then, I cannot really blame the coaches, because it was Oigwavon who was given the responsibility. After we went to the AFCON, they saw that he showed good promise, and they said, okay, let him continue and see if he will qualify the team for the World Cup. And that blew up in our faces. Then Amadou Pinnick had to go. Then what did we learn from letting Amadou Pinnick go? It's like you were already in trouble. You're already in the fry pan. You now threw away the food and pour it on the fire. That's what we did, going to Goso.
Completely.
Now we went to Goso, who knows next to nothing as far as administrating football is concerned. Goso cannot speak in areas that will help Nigeria internationally as far as football is concerned. Goso is an unknown face. It's just a local champion who somehow got the favor of one godfather.
From the Zambia FA,
one godfather, and because he knows how to wear suits and look good. That was the reason why they felt maybe he could do the job based on quota system and not based on the credibility that he has what it takes. And that is why our football is paying dearly for it. Amadou Pinnick board did a lot of damage by destroying our age grade teams. You brought in someone who knows next to nothing, who cannot even arrange money to pay a foreign coach, who cannot make decisions and stand by it because he's more or less a figurehead. So now what can we do? Change this board. This board must go in September. The elections in September, a big opportunity to push them out and bring in somebody that knows his onions, somebody who knows what to do at the right time and get results done. We don't want excuses. We don't want a situation that happened where we could not even submit a proper petition. You know, that's really bad.
Just a petition against what we know that was a serious offense.
We had the quality of...
It's like they knew it was
the quality of our team now is not the problem.
Yeah.
We had issues of trying to get a good coach at the right time.
Yes.
And it spread onto the NFF, making sure they frustrate the team. They brought in a Finidi, Maiwa's coach. I always say it. I remember Maiwa was waxing Rika, Finidi ball. Look at the results at the end of the day. He brought in Tanimu.
Okay, we're not pointing fingers. Let's go.
The thing is that if you don't point fingers, you won't know where the problem is coming from.
I don't want to point fingers at Maiwa yet.
No, I'm not pointing. I'm just calling Maiwa out for his coach. You know?
Yeah, God.
He brought in Tanimu and brought in mediocres to the team. And we also what happened, there was an issue between him and the players.
It was never going to work.
And
it was called out by
those two matches he played back to back. I think one draw, one loss.
Yeah.
That was where our problem continued. Our problem started with Pesero playing 3 draws. We would recover from that.
Yeah.
Let's now come back from the AFCON. We had a team that was doing well, that was good enough to beat any team on the continent. All we just needed to do to have a bit of continuity and not disrupt what was working. Finidi came and disrupted everything. And at the end of the day, we took another long spell. And at the end of the day, oh my, the thing is really, it's really painful if we go through the trajectory.
Absolutely.
We have to let this board go, bring in another board. Unfortunately, I don't know whether Osimhen will be available for the next World Cup, the 2030 World Cup.
Let me push this to Maiwa. Maiwa, former internationals Odion Igalo and William Troost-Ekong, they attribute Nigeria's failure to poor planning and structural issues. Maiwa, let me ask you directly, are we going to blame corruption or sheer incompetence for Nigeria's failure not to qualify for the World Cup second time in a row?
Well, the thing we are going to blame is this. I think we are not addressing the root of the situation.
Okay.
What we are going to blame is federal character.
Go ahead, Maiwa. All right, Jerry, Maiwa mentioned something, federal character. Why would you want to buttress on that one? When he said that we are not addressing the root cause of this whole thing, he's calling it federal character. I believe he's trying to talk about the people in the board, maybe the quota system and all of that. What do you think about that?
Yeah, yes, it's a problem. You know, the way, I don't know, our unity is supposed to be a strength, be a form of strength for our country. But even if there's federal character, for instance, where you say a certain region will produce a certain leader.
Yeah.
Or does that mean you have to pick the worst out of that region? Doesn't every region have very highly intellectual people?
Yeah.
Wherever region they come from, go there, pick the best. You can't tell me that in the whole of that region we could only produce Gusau. There are better people than Gusau.
Maybe at the time they thought Gusau was going to be the one.
They didn't think. The thing is that it was all based on favoritism and what one godfather wanted, not looking at whether he has the capacity. You know, there are things a leader goes through in terms of manifestos, looking vigorously whether he has the capacity to deliver. That is when you now go for such a person. Because if you don't do that, whether federal character or not, we'll still make the same mistake if we go about just picking anybody and some people just speak for the person and the person has a lot of money to win. The last election was the best politician won. That was what happened, not the best candidate. I saw a lot of candidates who came to give their manifestos in Lagos Congress, the Congress that was held in Lagos before the election was held in Edo State.
Edo State, yeah.
The candidates that came on board, even the likes of Barrister Kiyomi, the former deputy, Jamaji Pinnick, also ran.
Pinnick, yeah. He also ran.
He also ran. But how many votes did he get? Surprisingly. And
someone that was already in the system.
Someone in the system that even knows better than Goso, but because of favoritism and federal character, like Maiwa said, Goso was picked ahead of him.
So if we want to treat it, we have to stop treating the NFF election like it's the general elections, of Nigeria.
We should look at it holistically and in the interest of Nigerian football going forward.
We need to put somebody that is in the business.
Yes, somebody who knows what he's doing, knows his onions.
Between now and 2030, do you think that change can be effected?
Hopefully. September is giving us that opportunity.
What if it's Goso? Then we're not qualifying for the World Cup in 2030?
I've told you authoritatively that Goso is not coming back.
What if?
If it's Goso, we should just go and sleep. We should forget about 2030.
If my promise changes.
Promise doesn't mean you are going to keep it. You can make promises and they are not kept.
Okay.
Yes, he made promises that he was going to qualify for the World Cup.
Yes, of course.
He didn't keep that.
Okay.
And that is failure on his part. So now, if he makes another promise, that means we are going to look forward to another failure. That means we are becoming the new Arsenal of African football.
So, Jerry,
consistent failure.
Say Goso enters. Where should he start from first? Is it the Super Eagles themselves or those age-grade teams that are declining and dying?
If Goso continues, so we're going to say continuation of this system, where we are not guaranteed.
You are losing all hope on Goso.
Yeah, there's no hope on Goso because if he cannot submit a petition properly after he failed to get a coach on time for the Eagles, after he cannot pay a coach, he failed administratively, he failed internationally, he failed in managing the players. Players were always protesting or being owed bonuses in the competitions.
Look at the way they swept the Alex Iwobi team.
Yes, look at even the age grade teams are not being paid bonuses till now. All of them have been failing from under 17 to under 20 to under 23. It has become a cycle of failure. So if you are bringing in Goso, if you are letting Goso continue, you want to continue that cycle of failure. And another 4 years of lamentation. That is what it's going to be. And if that's the case, there's no point talking about Nigerian football moving forward. I just feel...
So we might miss World Cup 2030 if
we will miss 2030 World Cup. I just feel for the young lads. It's unfortunate that even as much as the World Cup slot was increased to 10, which is supposed to make it more easier.
It will be embarrassing. Good one for DR Congo, don't get me wrong. If they do qualify, it will be good for them. 10 African teams and they'll be represented, but it will be embarrassing. 48 teams, 10 slots for Africa. I remember when it was 5, we used to jostle and we will move on from one qualifier to the other one. We will get there. And we'll play decent football. 10 slots. And Super Eagles of Nigeria will not be there. Maiwa, do you think just because of this, Nigeria's rankings in the FIFA World Rankings should drop? Just because of this one?
Definitely drop. However, you cannot start doing innovation in the foundation. The first one is the federal character. You have to get that completely.
The network seems to be unfair on Maiwa, this evening on the show, and he really wants to, hit that hammer on the federal character thing. But the country's 6 World Cup appearances risk losing significance unless changes are implemented. And Jerry, those are the changes we've been discussing so far. Now, I want to still ask, what more changes should be implemented? Number one, you already mentioned that Goso should not smell, this next election. It should not come in. For the next 4 years. Now, who do you think should be in his place? Is it the ex-internationals or someone that has actually walked around the NFF before, and you think knows his onions and can do better, to push the NFF and Nigerian football forward?
Yeah, the election is a big opportunity, and I'm even excited that the status of the NFF has been amended, which makes it more easier to select the candidates that befits that position. And it's going to make it more difficult for candidates like Goso to just walk in and just take the position. And to contest the NFF presidency right now, you need as little as 200 million naira.
Wow.
So capitalism, monetization of political positions has even made it more difficult. Even if the best candidate wants to go for the position, how many of them can cough out 200 million? Because you have to settle a lot of people. I've seen elections held by the NFL where dollars...
Settle a lot of people for what?
Yeah, to be on your book, on your good side. If not, everybody will not take it seriously.
Are these people that I'm settling, are they going to contribute one way or the other in the success of Nigerian football, or they just want to be eating under me?
The thing is that even as much as we're talking about Goso alone, the state FA chairmen are also contributing in the rot. We've seen a lot of situations where the state FA chairmen don't even deserve to be state FA chairmen. They are just there waiting for the state government to give them money to do one project, and they pocket it and share it among their board members. So when you have a pool of 36 corrupt state FA chairmen, are you expecting them to elect the best candidate?
Yeah.
Definitely not. So now you have to go back to look at the kind of people who are going to be participating in the voting process.
Yeah.
Then if they are all culpable, maybe you just have only 10 out of 36 who see reason. They will just go into the spiral of silence theory where they say, if you can't beat them, join them.
You join them.
Which is a really difficult situation.
That's the case that's been going on for the long time.
It's a difficult situation to find yourself. So at the end of the day, we just need to vibes on vibes and inshallah and pray that things will go well.
Hopefully things will go well. And of course, just like we mentioned, the World Cup, the qualifiers will be taking place. A lot of games will be going down today, especially in Europe. We'll still get to that one. And of course, Bolivia will be taking on Suriname today as well. And the winner will be going on to face Iraq. And DR Congo will be waiting for the winner between New Caledonia and Jamaica. Jerry, this would have been a very, very easy fixture for the Super Eagles. Yeah, much respect to New Caledonia, much respect to Jamaica, but these are teams that the Super Eagles will have negotiated easily with the quality of players they have, and of course for Eric Sekushel. But unfortunately, the slot is going to DR Congo. And trust me, even though the Super Eagles are not going to the World Cup, we still have to support African football, right? Jerry, do you still want to spur on DR Congo to get that 10th African ticket?
Yeah, DR Congo, the Jamaican coach has already said that it will be easier to beat DR Congo.
A former international, Dion Burton, also said that it will be easier to play DR Congo than to play the Super Eagles of Nigeria.
That means they're already underrating DR Congo, which will be dangerous.
Oh, it's the Super Eagles, it's Nigeria.
It's dangerous to underrate that DR Congo side. Let's not forget the DR Congo side defeated this same Nigeria is talking about.
Yes.
Via penalties. That means there must be something going on good for them.
Yeah.
And if they are underrating them, that's to their own peril and to the advantage of the DR Congo side going into the game as underdog. DR Congo has the qualities to go on better against either Jamaica or Real Caledonia, as the case is. And it's not going to be easy because the World Cup is already close, the fever is already high, and everybody's anticipating. So they're going to have a real fight for their money. It's not going to be Africa. And I don't know whether voodoo works in Mexico. Anyway,
I think
they celebrate the Festival of the Dead there. So I heard that voodoo works a little bit, but I don't know how potent it will be.
There is something called Santa Muerte, Festival of Death. So I mean, they'll be celebrating that, and probably maybe that will be beyond what DR Congo can do. However, it's unfortunate that we are joking about it, but it's so sad that we are missing out on a whole lot of things because our own people have refused to put their house in order, and we are missing out on the World Cup because of carelessness. If the incompetent NFF had been able to file that case properly, we would have been at the World Cup, because I think we had a genuine case against the DR Congo. And I was talking about it the other time before I went off. I think we need to address the root cause. You cannot, if you do not address the root cause, the issue will continue. The root cause is taking away federal character and getting those who are actually interested in running football. And when I talk about federal character, I'm also talking about federal character as regards state level. The people you appoint as state FA chairmen, they have a bearing on the person that will become the NFF president. All the 36 state FA chairmen will be there to vote for the new man. So we need to get it right from the state level. And majority of the people that we have running state FAs, they are just somebody's, somebody's avenue to reward somebody. the godfather is rewarding the people that campaign for them. And these are kind of people that make it to the top. And that's the reason why we've seen top professionals not make it to the NFF. In this same country, we've seen Segun Odegbami contest for the NFF president. He did not win. John Fashanu came back. He was frustrated. J.J. Okocha bluntly said that he will never take up any role in the NFF. He will never. Our ex-internationals that are currently in Nigeria, none of them will go near the NFF position. What is the reason for that? The reason for that is this. Because of the federal character, because of it's my turn, it's my region, this is the region that is supposed to do it. That is the reason why we are not getting competent people. That is the reason why I don't care if the NFF president is from Sokoto, competent and knows what he's doing. But all this Amadou Pinnick is from the south.
It has to be
he
this
has done 8 years.
It has to be this,
then the next person that must come from the north. We cannot continue to run our football like this. And as it is, our football is going backwards. We have missed out on about $48 million that will be able to improve our football. And that is, that would have an adverse effect in growing our grassroots football. It's just unfortunate that we find ourselves in this situation.
Jerry, you mentioned something about the $48 million. If you look at it on the fact that the way the NFF has been acting, don't you think that this loss of the $48 million is actually a good thing? It's a blessing.
The blessing in disguise.
Because we know what they can do with that money.
Yeah, that money will grow wings overnight. You will even hear about it. Nobody will even know whether there's a $48 million
somewhere. Yeah.
It will just be like a flash. And at the next morning, when that $48 million will hit the account, the next morning they will tell you that the NFF is broke.
Wow.
But Jerry, sorry for cutting you.
Yeah.
The new amendment they are doing now, they said they are changing their auditors from PwC to Ernst & Young.
Yeah.
PwC is one of the top auditing firms, and I expect a publicly funded organization to have its financials made public for us to know. Is it that PwC just do the audit and they just submit the report and they are not publishing it?
Yes.
Why do we not know as Nigeria? And this goes to those in Senate too, those in the House of Representatives.
Absolutely.
There is a need for them to be involved in this. If there's a need to amend the law that that's guiding the NFF, they need to amend it such that we need to see exactly how monies have been spent. I have never seen an audited report of the NFF. And that is the reason why people can go and build a stadium that is more like,
football field for secondary school students.
A side pitch and call it $1.2 million. And that is the reason. As you understand it, PwC is auditing you, and I just do not know what you are auditing. It just does not make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
One of the most lucrative committees in the National Assembly is the Committee for Sport.
Very lucrative.
It's very lucrative because there's no investigation, no account. And if you're a member of that committee, you and the Sport Commission and the NFF, you rub shoulders together. And you know what that means? Go and sin no more, as far as everybody's happy. So is it those same people you are expecting to call the NFF president out to ask him how you spend the money when he has taken care of business?
It's just
but it's their responsibility. As far as I'm concerned,
it's their responsibility.
The House, they have oversight on what's happening in football, on what's happening in our sports.
If the oversight is in bed with those he's trying to oversight with, the best of a feather flock together now. You don't understand the language since, okay. It's just maybe you want to write it out. When everybody has been taken care of, who will now investigate who? Because we do off the mic at the end of the day. It's okay off the mic.
But do you think changing all this federal character thing, do you think it's going to solve all of these things from the committee?
It will do a little, because we also, that means even the state FA chairman, how they come about, will also need to be amended. In this situation, we have to look at who is the state FA chairman for Lagos, who is the state FA chairman for Kogi, who is the state FA chairman in Zamfara. Which kind of people are there?
What do they know? What have they done?
Do they know?
What are their contributions?
Unless maybe there's a federal, federal might falling upon all the state FA chairmen through their governors, that this candidate, he has the quality. I want him, for instance, let's say Mikel Obi has shown interest.
Yeah.
But I know he has not pushed forward that interest because he has been advised not to waste his money.
To stay clear, yeah.
Not to waste his money. Because if you want to contest for the NFF president, as at 3 years before the election, you would have visited all the state FA chairmen. One way or the other. You would have sent Christmas rice and chicken during December period, during Salah period. All of them must have gotten ram.
Don't let us go
and
there.
You might not tell them what you are planning. You would have gone there to maybe set one block and maybe fence one academy and this thing, and call the state FA chairman and give him an envelope for coming and do photo ops to show that you have interest of Nigerian football at heart. That is only when they will now say, okay, this man has been coming, he has been visiting, he's remembering us.
That's the problem.
When he gets there,
Jerry, it's not
when he gets there, when $48 million comes in, I know I'm going to get a quota.
So that means you are not doing it because of what you want to achieve. I mean, for the good of Nigerian football. You are doing it because you want to get there and have a post.
It is that if you want to understand Nigerian politics very well, even all over the world, but Nigerian situation is peculiar.
Yeah.
In the sense that if you know you have the heart, you have the resources, and you have the goodwill to do something right, you can give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar. Then when you get there, you change the status quo.
Can you take it back from Caesar?
Yeah, you change the status quo. It has happened before. Even
Jerry,
if
not possible.
If Peter, the best disciple of Jesus, could betray him.
Okay, we are going biblical. I know you want
to. You also betray them.
Your take
bro, I'm here now. I know 4 years is limited time, but this is how it's going to be done.
Okay, your take before we move on, please.
Yeah, the thing is, in this case, it's not possible. I will take you back to John Fashanu. I will take you back to Shameful. Shameful was part of the NFA board. They called them NFA at that particular point.
NFA, yeah.
They frustrated Shameful out. John Fashanu came back, was part of it. He had a brilliant idea. They frustrated him out. The thing is this, until we start having people who have actual football interest at heart, this will continue. Let me give you a typical example. The current NFF president, right, is a toothless bulldog because the NSC oversees exactly what he does. Everything he does has to go through the NSC. And if the NSC does not agree with anything, he cannot make any decision. And the people in the NSC are effective at they've not been effective at all. They've not been effective at all. So there is a whole lot of foundational issue that we need to address for anybody to see if Mikel Obi decides to go and, Roger, as they call it in local parlance, Roger, and do whatever. When he gets in, the cabal that does not have any interest in what they are just there for politics and because of political reward and to enrich themselves, will frustrate the hell out of him and he will be effective. If we don't address the foundational issue, you cannot continue to build and expect the building to stand. It will never work.
Well, hopefully, let's hope that something is going to be done, at least between now and the next 4 years, because we have the World Cup in 2030, to plan for. But of course, let's move on and still staying with the theme of the World Cup. At this time around, I don't know how to classify this news. It's somehow disappointing, but fans from several countries are heading to the 2026 FIFA World Cup, including Senegal, Algeria, Ivory Coast, Cabo Verde, and Tunisia, African countries right there, may face a hefty visa states. And this new policy, introduced earlier this year, requires travelers applying for standard tourist or business visas to deposit between $5,000 and $15,000, refundable only if they leave the country within visa terms. And the situation is complex, with no clear exemption for players. And FIFA is working behind the scenes to secure waivers for official delegations, including players, coaches, and staff, but there's no guarantee of approval. And U.S. authorities will assess visa applications individually with no automatic waiver for the bond requirements. I don't understand what FIFA is trying to do. And this has been coming from the president, U.S. President Donald Trump. I mean, Jerry, if you don't want these countries to come and participate, maybe you should just tell them, put in this visa bond of up to $15,000, for this team, just to make sure that they will live, within the visa terms. And of course, when the tournament is ended, maybe when they exit, maybe the group stage, they should go. But monetizing it as up to $15,000, don't you think it's unfair?
Yeah, it's unfair, and the fact that FIFA is not saying anything makes me worried. Donald Trump's administration can do anything and get away with it.
Yeah.
If they can abduct a president from his own country, and even the United Nations could not even make even one single sound, not to talk of noise. And they've gone ahead to even terrorize another country, kill their leader, and get away with it. So if they impose $15,000, is it Infantino that doesn't want to be kidnapped from Switzerland and be questioned? Is he the one that will talk?
He has been under fire.
The whole world is under siege.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the FIFA World Cup, which is a football event, is supposed to unify everybody.
Yeah.
You know, football is a competition that unifies everybody around the world. But this World Cup has taken the shine of it because the United States is co-hosting. Anyway, this decision was made before all of this started happening. You know, and I think FIFA didn't anticipate that it was going to be this way.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, that is the situation FIFA has found themselves. And they've been, FIFA has had this situation long before they made the decision.
Yeah.
I bet the United States will not be part of the option because FIFA uses this competition to make a lot of money, a lot of revenue.
Yeah.
But if you are denying the fans who bring the money from attending those competitions, that means we're going to see a lot of countries having empty stadiums because their fan base, how many Ivorians are, for instance, are in the US? How many Senegalese people are in the US that is going to turn up for the Senegal team? And I hope it looks like most of those teams that have been mentioned, their teams in some way going to find themselves playing their home games in the United States. But for those who are playing in Canada, maybe it will be a little bit easier.
Yeah.
And for those who are playing in Mexico, do not advise it because you don't know when one trouble is going to start. Mexico is one very hostile
country at times.
That doesn't mean that it's not a beautiful country. And
it is a
it could be peaceful, but 5 minutes, 2 seconds, everything can burst. So, but with that being said,
Jerry.
With that being said, FIFA's hands are tied. And normally, it would have been easy for Infantino to use a level of influence. But Donald Trump is somebody, when he has a mind of his own, it's very difficult to really bend or try to make him see reason. He's a very difficult man. He's rigid. He can't reason with you. And he doesn't want people to be in his country. Whether they are hosting World Cup or not, it doesn't concern him.
Do you think this World Cup in USA, Canada, and Mexico might just shape up to be one of the worst ever? The way the build-up is coming.
In terms of attention that the fans are supposed to get, the Saudi Arabia competition, everywhere talked about sport washing and so on, but Saudi Arabia still has hostile as its visa rules are. Canada, Saudi Arabia opened its doors.
Qatar, you mean
Qatar,
2022?
I beg your Qatar 2022. They opened its doors. And they would even allowed a certain time where people can take beer and some certain session where people can take alcohol.
They relaxed their laws.
If Saudi Arabia could do that, and now America, America has become a hotspot for a target for a lot of terrorist organizations and those who are after it. So you won't blame them. They are at war right now. And this is not the time they want to open their borders. Unfortunately, they're hosting the World Cup. They will have to take a lot of people, but that means they will have to intensify security. And they are trying as much as possible to control the number of people that enter the US at this point in time. And FIFA's hands are tied, but it's not going to get the fanfare that we expect. We're going to see a lot of Americans coming to watch the games, and the original fans of those teams will not be watching the games. They more or less look like a COVID competition.
All right.
It's not.
All right, Mayo, FIFA Vice President Victor Montaliani has downplayed widespread political and security concerns surrounding the upcoming World Cup, saying they are nothing new and will be forgotten once the first ball is kicked. Mayo, from the Club World Cup that was hosted by the USA, we saw from the environment, the heat, and all of that, players being announced. Are you having any excitement, any buzz for this World Cup? Happening majorly. I know it's co-hosted by USA, Canada, and Mexico, but we know that most of the games will be played, including the final, will be played in the US. Are you having any buzz for this tournament? Also, amidst all the security concerns happening in the Middle East.
Well, the thing is the first thing we should notice there are pros and cons of what the Americans are doing, and I will not blame them. The first thing, for a competition to go on very well, you have to guarantee the safety of everybody, right? Majority of this country, and I'll take you back to Russia 2018. There were reports that some people escaped on their visa. There were reports like that. And this America, we know the president, we know what brought, the current president in. One of the things he campaigned on is to deport illegal aliens and the rest of the illegal people that came into the country illegally. Yeah. That's one. Number two, the country is involved in a whole lot of geopolitics, and that makes them a target for terrorists. In the last 1 month, they've had over 4 terrorist attacks, that some of them have taken life, some of them they were fortunate that they didn't take life. So imagine, a game of the World Cup and there's a terrorist attack. So that's the reason why they are putting in these sanctions and these stringent conditions of getting a visa. If you know you are not going to skip whatever it is, and you want to go and watch your team, deposit $15,000 and go and watch it. Yes, I understand the fact that how many Nigerians can afford to deposit $15,000 and even go out and watch. And let me bet it with you, if any Nigerian is going to the World Cup from Nigeria and he has the opportunity to get to the US, majority of them might be, might want to think of, finding their way in the US because of the economic situation at the moment. Yeah. So you don't want to blame the US entirely for what they are doing. In as much as, it might have some adverse effect, you don't want to blame them. However, like the, vice president of FIFA said, the moment football starts, a whole lot of things, be forgotten. Remember, Qatar 2022, a lot of people complained about human rights and whatever it is. When the football started, nobody spoke about that. Even people that were talking about it forgot about it. Football has a way of bringing people together. Yeah. And as much as, it might have some adverse effect about some countries coming from Africa because of their economic situation. Yeah. I think the Americans have been putting in their best to ensure that football gains popularity. And we are seeing that at the moment. The downside will be we'll have a lot of Americans watching African games, which is not supposed to be so. But you can't have your cake and have it. Yeah. If you want a secure World Cup, something has to give.
Yeah, something has to give. And of course, I like the fact that Montaliani said that, everything will be forgotten. Everything outside football will be forgotten once the first ball is kicked. And hopefully, I want to see an exciting World Cup. Well, Super Eagles, they brought it upon themselves. Nigeria, they brought it upon themselves, missing out, on this 48-nation tournament, expanded version. And trust me, a lot of football will be played. And I want to see an underdog. Who do you think is going to be the underdog, Jerry, at this World Cup? I know a lot of countries are still playing for qualifiers, likes of Turkey, not Turkey, likes of Italy, Northern Ireland. But with the teams you've seen, from Africa now, let's wait from Africa. What team are you seeing from Africa that will surprise everyone at the World Cup?
It's only Senegal that I'm really rooting for because...
Do you think Africa can get to the final now? We've seen the quarterfinal. We started from the round of 16. Then the quarterfinal.
Morocco made it to the
semi-finals.
The third place.
Yeah, the third place.
So, final. If Morocco makes it this time around to the semi-final, they might have a chance. But the fact that they changed their manager, it's really difficult to tell if there will be consistency. Yeah. Though the current coach won the Under-20 World Cup, but with that being said, Under-20 is different from
national team
FIFA World Cup, and experience is very important when it comes to the World Cup. Though Walid did it without experience, maybe Morocco, if they make it to the semi-final, a shot at the final will be very, very close. And Senegal definitely will surely give the world a run for their money. Sadio Mane, this might be his last World Cup. Yeah, the likes of the Akete, Goye brothers, the Goye square, and they're not brothers.
Idrissa Gueye and Papi Gueye.
Yeah, everything is working together for good for the Senegal team right now. They might be the underdog alongside Morocco.
Senegal-Morocco round of 16. What do you say?
Meeting in the round of 16. Wow, that would be the AFCON final repetition at the World Cup,
and that would be more tense. I think that's going to be more tense.
I hope there's no plan that's going to happen.
Anyway, let's talk about the game.
Be unfair to the African representative if two of the best are meeting in the round of 16.
But of course, it can be like that.
But Morocco claims to be Arab now. The last time they said they were Arab, when they got to the semi-final,
I think they even participate in the Arab Cup.
They are not Africans.
Yeah, I think they are even correct champions of the Arab Cup.
As far as they're hosting the AFCON.
Yes.
And hosting the next AFCON.
Yeah.
They're African.
They're African. All right, let's talk about the game that concerns the Super Eagles of Nigeria just as we wrap up on the show. This time around, it's talking about Iran and their defender. He plays for Persepolis. The defender, Hossein Abagi, is confident that his team will get a positive result against Nigeria Super Eagles in Friday's 4-nation tournament clash. And despite the ongoing conflicts in Iran, Abage stated that the players are physically and mentally prepared for the game, with training going well and a good camp setup. And Abage expressed hope that Iran can make people happy with good results against Nigeria and Costa Rica, seeing it as an important step towards the World Cup. I think with comments like this, Jerry, Mayowa, I think Abage is just trying to say that Iran will be present in USA, Canada, and Mexico.
Yeah, and they've already started settling the issues.
Yeah.
The last we heard that US is having negotiations with Iran, meaning that this is March, June.
Yeah.
From now to June, issues would have calmed down.
Yeah.
And maybe, definitely, Iran will have to go to the World Cup in the USA. So they will take this game seriously. It's a big preparation for them. It's tomorrow, 4 p.m. Nigerian time.
Yeah.
It's going to be a killing contested affair. I've already heard that Eric Chell has already invited Wanwu,
Chibuke Wanwu of Trabzonspor.
Of Trabzonspor,
to replace
Paul Onachu's teammate, to replace Kevin Bassey, who's out injured. So it's going to be a very interesting game to look forward to. Iran definitely a very difficult side. If you rule them out, if you underrate them, it will be at your own peril.
Yeah, of course. Amayowa, thank you so much for coming on the show this evening. Which of the games in the European qualifier for the World Cup, which of the games are you looking forward to watching? And do you think Italy can do something, for the World Cup, to get to the World Cup?
Well, I'm looking forward to the Italian game.
Yeah.
Jerry's fan, I want him at the World Cup. Since Liverpool is not doing anything fantastic, maybe that will be a compensation for him to probably make it to the World Cup season. The team now, I'm hoping it does better today.
All right. Thank you so much, Bayowa, for coming. And also thank you, Jerry, and also to the guys behind the scene.
Pleasure.
Thank you so much for making this show a beautiful one until we come here tomorrow. Of course, we will be here while the Nigerian game against Iran will be going on. And trust me, we'll be taking you up to date with what is going on right there in Antalya, Turkey. Up next is Political Lens with Chukuma Okoro. Please stay tuned. This has Milo Karim. I am Afizo Gubanjo, and I'm saying bye for now.
We encourage you to click on the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are Voice of the People TV. Also follow us on all our social media platforms. We are at VOP TV Live. Visit our website www.vop.ng for fresh and trending news. Also watch us live on SLTV channel 264. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television.
Do you want your voice to be heard? Do you know that you matter in the scheme of things? The People's Voice, the show where ordinary citizens take center stage as we discuss the biggest stories that affect you and I. With you in mind, we facilitate lively discussions, debates, and interviews on the topics that matter most to you and I. From social justice to economic empowerment, education to healthcare, governance, and more. Tackling tough topics and amplifying your voice. Join the conversation and make your voice count. The People's Voice. Make your voice count.
In a world where power shifts its every headlines, news breaks and events happens, we bring you unbiased and explicit information on politics, economy, and state of the nation. We break down the chaos. Facts, not fluff. Truth, not spin. We discuss not just politics, but a glimpse into the future. Voice of the People Television. Now you have more than a voice.
This is Health Check, your weekly guide to better living, smarter choices, and trusted answers. From everyday wellness to urgent health issues, we've got you covered. Health Check, only on Voice of the People Television, where your health has a voice.
The red carpets, awards, the razzmatazz, music, fashion, interviews, and more. Spotlight on Voice of the People Television. Let's feed you with all the juicy stories in the global entertainment space, bringing you the glitz and glamour as it hot. Stay tuned to Spotlight 1 p.m. Monday to Friday. Spotlight on VOP TV. Entertainment like never before.
Behind every broken desk lies a broken promise. Education shapes the nations. But who is asking the right questions? Introducing Edu Dialogue, the show that goes beyond the surface, exposes the cracks, the corruption, and the silence in Nigeria's education system. Edu Dialogue, Saturdays, 3 p.m., only on VOP TV. We break the biggest stories, from missing funds to policy failures. We ask the tough questions and demand real answers. Edu Dialogue, this Saturday, 3 p.m. on Voice of the People Television.
In a world where truth is the ultimate power and opinions scream the loudest, it's time to wade through the noise.
Hunger no get tribe! Hunger no get religion!
And scan the human interest and trending topics that matter. Stay tuned to The Issues, your plug to the stories making the buzz, from politics to science and technology, social justice, and more. Let's tackle the tough questions and expose the truth. The Issues on Voice of the People Television, Mondays to Fridays, 8 to 9 p.m. The Issues. Don't just react, understand.
My name is Taro Familoni, and here's to VOP TV. Keep watching, stay tuned, do not touch that dial.
Arararara, my name is Made Kuti, and you're watching VOP TV. Keep watching.
Welcome, my name is Ika Davis. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, boys, viewers, everybody, boys and girls. This is VOP TV. Do you know what that means? Voice of the People TV. You don't have a voice, don't come here. You better make sure your voice is heard.
To know the happenings in the maritime sector, join us on the program Maritime Frontiers on VOP TV as we discuss key areas in the maritime sector, from aquaculture, maritime transportation, maritime labor regulation, oil and gas exploration, ferry and passenger insurance, marine pollution and prevention, port operations, and lots more. Maritime Frontiers, exploring Nigeria's blue economy.
Are you ready for the extraordinary? Something big is happening on your screen. Introducing VOP TV. Now streaming on SLTV channel 264. From breaking news to captivating conversations, news analysis, giving you all sides to the story. We break in-depth discussions on the issues that matter, from politics to sports, entertainment, and lifestyle. VOP TV on SLTV channel 264. Join us as we redefine what television means to you. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice.
Welcome to the locker room, the home of football talk that matters. I am Jerry Ampelon. Join us every weekday, Monday to Friday at 5 p.m. Nigerian time, as we share the hot takes and hot debates in the exciting world of football. And joining me are the usual suspects, Ikechukwu and Mayowa, as we break down all the hot takes and everything that's happening in the football. Don't just watch football, live it with us. Catch us on the locker room and Voice of the People Television at 5 p.m. Nigerian time. And like I always say, if not 20 minutes off, with the sport.
This is African News on Voice of the People Television, where we don't just bring you the news, we bring you Africa's heartbeats, the policies that shapes our world, and the economy that determines our future. African News on Voice of the People Television. Stay with us.
Join us as we drive into the world of politics through insightful interviews with prominent political figures, both serving and former governors, ministers, senators, legislators, party chieftains, activists, and analysts. Get first-hand information into the decision-making processes that affect our daily lives. Highly engaging one-hour program that brings political discourse into focus.
I am Chukwuma Okoro.
Political Lens, Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 p.m. Join us.
Frontiers, exploring Nigeria's blue economy.
Join us as we drive into the world of politics through insightful interviews with prominent political figures, both serving and former governors, ministers, senators, legislators, party chieftains, activists, and analysts. Get first-hand information into the decision-making processes that affect our daily lives. Highly engaging one-hour program that brings political discourse into focus.
I am Chukwuma Okoro.
Political Lens, Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 p.m. Join us. Do you want your voice to be heard? Do you know that you matter in the scheme of things? The People's Voice, the show where ordinary citizens take center stage as we discuss the biggest stories that affect you and I. With you in mind, we facilitate lively discussions, debates, and interviews on the topics that matter most to you and I, from social justice to economic empowerment, education to healthcare, governance, and more, tackling tough topics and amplifying your voice. Join the conversation and make your voice count. The People's Voice. Make your voice count.
Hello there, my name is Damilola Ogunsi, also known as the Goldfish.
Hi, my name is Chiki Bright Emmanuel. I'm an actor and a filmmaker.
Hello peeps, my name is Yomi E. Adejimo.
Hi everyone, I'm Paul Utomi.
Hi everyone, my name is Stacey Benjamin and this is Voice of the People TV.
I need you to keep it locked to VOP TV. See, are you looking for good entertainment? You want to get good movies, good music, politics, talk shows, sports and entertainment. You really want a channel that gives you everything you need without you having to run around. VOP is where you are.
ADC works stronger, willing to work with other parties, fixes congresses for April 7. 6 geopolitical zones of the APC endorse Tinubu. Nigeria may break up, U.S. envoy. Good evening and welcome to Political Lens. I am Chukwuma Okoro. We are broadcasting on Metro SL TV channel 264 on YouTube and other social media platforms here at VOP TV. Let's bring in our guests. We've been joined in the studio here in Lagos, where we are broadcasting from, by Mr. Darlington Agomo. Mr. Agomo is a lawyer and political affairs analyst, but he's here in the capacity of a political affairs analyst. Good evening, Mr. Agomo, and thanks for joining us on Political Lens.
My pleasure, Mr. Okoro.
Big time. How have you been, sir?
My pleasure being here.
Okay, good to have you on my show as always. Now, let's run into it. The African Democratic Congress, ADC, has said it's opening its doors to partners who share its vision of rescuing Nigeria as insecurity and economic hardship deepen under the ruling APC. National Chairman Senator David Mark told the party's second National Executive Committee meeting in Abuja on Wednesday, that's yesterday, that the ADC must position itself as a credible alternative by staying united, disciplined, and focused on ordinary Nigerians. Nigerians are yearning to him according for purposeful leadership. Now, that's according to David Mark. Nigerians are yearning for purposeful leadership, equity, justice, and a government that truly serves the people. He said, we must continue to work with like-minded individuals and groups who share our vision, and the time for collaboration, constructive engagement, and strategic alignment is now. He praised state chairmen who have pursued dialogue despite internal pressures and warned that unity is non-negotiable. Mark said that the APC has shown itself incapable of tackling unabated insecurity, kidnapping, and violence, which he described as now treated as normal. Mark reiterated the ADC's readiness to be a beacon of hope for millions of Nigerians. Mr. Agomo, looks like the ADC has woken from the slumber, which, by the way, many Nigerians complained about during its initial takeoff time. What do you see ahead for the ADC?
There are many rivers to cross here. It's not enough to wake up at the 11th hour. The important thing is that all the hurdles on their pathway, how will they navigate it? Because as I talk to you now, there are a few, I can't even say a few. There are cases in court, and there are disagreements. Internal disagreement has not been settled. So how will they do all this? These are issues that have to be settled before you can now say that the coast is clear. Because APC is still interested in ADC matter.
APC is still interested in ADC matter.
But yes, all the things that had to do with ADC.
Okay.
Tinubu is ever interested to know what they are doing and what is happening in that party. Because that's the only formidable opposition as of today. And so, every hurdle is being placed on their part. That is a fact.
Every hurdle is being placed on their part?
Yes.
By who?
By who else, if not the ruling party?
Okay, by the ruling party.
Of course.
Do they choose those hurdles for themselves, or do you think it's the ruling party?
Sorry?
Don't you think that they chose those hurdles for themselves?
No.
Or do you think it's the ruling party?
It's the ruling party. You can see the hand of Esau and the voice of Jacob in these matters. Because those guys that woke up yesterday and said they are going to court about the leadership of the party, where were they all this while? Who went to wake them up to go to court? Who went to court? So that if the wrong person is not their chairman, and then you are not going to contest election, who will sign your form? Can't you see what they are doing here? People have been paid to put spanner in the works of ADC. That is where the problem is. As long as it is money, yes, anybody can sell even his entire village and pocket the money. And the APC is ready to pay anything. So they are using the courts. Only God knows how ADC will navigate all this. Only God will knows. We help them. Because if apart from that, if you go to the Electoral Act, they have made it be impossible for you to leave your party where you have already registered. You can't go another place now to. How they will settle it is what I don't know.
Okay, now Mr. Gomo, when you say that the APC is the cause of the discord within the ADC, I would like for you to recall that even before Atiku Abubakar, El-Rufai, Rotimi Amechi, and P2B went to the ADC, they already had internal problems. You recall that at that point, they had there were problems between Ralph Nwosu and Nafiu Bala Gombe, and also Dumebi Kachukwu at that time when they were about entering said, well, you don't do all of this. ADC is not for sale. Now, if you say that, like, you create the impression that it is APC that created those internal problems before Peter Obi, Atiku Abubakar, and El-Rufai went there. Those problems were already existing. So why didn't they, these people do some kind of due diligence to understand, well, there might be minds for us here, and go to a party that probably doesn't have all those internal fissures? So do you still think, if you consider that, do you still think that the APC is the one that created those landmines for the ADC?
When Ralph Nwosu surrendered his chairmanship to David Mark, was there any issue?
But there was a case in court at that time. It had not been dispensed with.
That matter, as far as I'm concerned, since Ralph Nwosu willingly surrendered his position, whether it may be or any other person, I think at a point they mellowed down.
Ralph Nwosu was not the defendant. He was not the plaintiff. He was merely the defendant. So the original case was withdrawn by the plaintiff, the man that went to court.
That is what I'm telling you.
No, that's not what you're saying. You said if he surrendered because someone sued him. So he was the defendant, not the plaintiff. So can a plaintiff go to court and withdraw a suit?
But what I'm telling you...
Can a defendant go to court and withdraw a suit? It's the plaintiff that has the powers to do that.
The case, it was dead before... it was dead on arrival because...
No, it wasn't. It was still pending in court.
Listen.
Okay.
Ralph Nwosu was the authentic chairman of ADC.
But there was a suit, a pending suit in court.
That suit cannot stand because the leadership of ADC unanimously vacated their position for the new entrants, and the leadership was chosen. So anybody that is going to go, on what ground will you do that?
Barrister, I don't know if you're... There was a pending suit in court, and you said the leadership are met. That did not vacate the suit in court. Did the plaintiff go to court to say, I've withdrawn my suit? So whatever the leadership, the NEC did, I agree with them. He didn't do that.
Okay. If you now say that the case is pending in court, please, why has it not been dispensed with up till now?
I mean, in the Nigerian judiciary, we see cases that last for as long as 3-4 years.
Listen.
Okay.
It has been pending because somebody want to use it against ADC.
Okay, now this suit was in court even before these people went into ADC.
That's what I'm telling you now.
Okay.
The delay now
is caused by the APC.
It's deliberate.
By the APC.
We saw it with Rivers State and the 27 lawmakers that defected.
Okay, all right, Barrister. Now, as far as you are concerned, the ADC needs to do more.
More.
Okay, they need to do more.
Yeah, they need to do more. Like those cases in court had to be what? Withdrawn.
Okay.
That's why I'm telling you that there are hurdles on their part.
Okay.
This other man that came up from the north, what was that his name?
Bala Nafiu.
Good. That one too. You remember he went to court too?
Yes.
Telling that he's the authentic chairman or something like that. So how will they navigate all these things? Because at the 11th hour, the court may use the sledgehammer.
Okay, all right. Now, talking about doing more, we understand that a lot more Northerners are defecting to the ADC. What does that signal? I'll take, for instance, the issue of Salihu Tanko Yakasai, who is a former APC chieftain, former media aide to national chairman of the APC, talking about Abdullahi Ganduje, has left the APC and moved over to the ADC. Beyond that, he is holding meetings with Atiku Abubakar, how to mobilize, a lot of, followers and that. What does that signal to you when you see more people defecting in the north to the ADC?
From all indication, ADC is a northern thing. It's like the north has abandoned the APC for Tinubu and the southwest, and then some people in the southeast and south. Can't you see the trajectory here? That's why Tinubu is looking towards the southeast and south for vote and for membership. The North have literally abandoned APC and Tinubu. And so if people from the North are defecting more to ADC, I will not be surprised, because it was Atiku that I can say he midwifed the merger or the coalition. It was Atiku that started all these things and, mobilized people like David Mark and the rest of them to come in. And so the Northern interest is still there. Because if the North have said they have abandoned Tinubu, they must do that on a platform.
Okay.
So that platform is the ADC. That's why they are trooping into that place.
All right. Now, what do you think will be the fate of the APC and the president in 2027? If, according to you, the North has abandoned him and is looking towards the southeast and the south-south, probably will take southwest for granted for him.
Of course.
From the southwest. Now, in the southeast, his men, the city boys, went to the southeast Imo State the other day, and they practically chased away from Imo State. And a lot of people believe that was a statement from the southeast. So south and southwest, are they able to deliver him?
I think the only place Tinubu have today is the southwest.
You think he doesn't have the south?
I said that is the only thing, because south and the southeast went for B in the last election. Is that not true?
Okay.
So how can they now abandon him in this? It's not possible.
Do you think that they will still go for him?
They will still go for B. I mean, that southeast.
With what is going on in Edo State?
With Edo, which Edo? Ogbebelo is on his own.
Ogbebelo is not his own. Ogbebelo said he's going to mobilize 2.5 million votes for the president.
He's campaigning for himself.
Okay.
The Edo people that I know, they will always tell you, say, Edo no be Lagos. So all those godfatherism, they will puncture it when it comes to election.
Akwa Ibom is APC and the Senate president is from Akwa Ibom.
All those things will scatter when the re-voting starts, because these people are not happy with APC or even with Agbabio, who abandoned his party and ran into APC without telling his people. By the way, did Agbabio contest election? Did he not fail? So who would not give the vote? Yeah? Agbabio was abandoned by his people in the last election. It's just that because they wanted him to be Senate president, that was why they manipulated what they did. If not, the Akwa Ibom people never voted for him. I mean, the record is there. So whom is he going to mobilize?
I like it when you say the people didn't vote for him. You know, so that presupposes that the people's vote, you know, didn't count. So what gives you the impression that it's going to count this time?
Good. That, yes, people's eyes don't open.
Okay. Between 2023 and 2027.
Yeah, because of the hardship they have gone, because of what this APC have done to them. You know, there's a level you get to in suffering. Your brain will reset. Nigerians, their brain have reset because of what APC have done to them. And that is why, if you check, APC is jittery as of today. That was why Tinubu was literally begging that man who left APC and ran to ADC. Or is that not a fact? He was literally begging him. With all the governors in his kitchen.
Yes, I wanted to come to. Why can you say they are jittery when they have 31 governors in their kitty?
So, that 31 governors just 32 votes.
32 votes?
That's all. Nothing else.
No, Barrister, no, I don't think so.
Okay.
Let's create a scenario now. You know, on election, the resident electoral commissioner, the returning officer, the returning officer will probably, when the person gets into the state, the first person to receive him or her will be the state governor. You know, and the state commissioner of police will be there. The state director of SSDSS will be there. If there's a brigade, you know, command in that state, the brigade commander will be there, you know. And in all of this, the governor will receive him and welcome and all of this, provide accommodation and paraphernalia of office for him. So at the end of the day, what do you think will happen?
Mr. Okoro? What was that thing that caused problem in the Southwest in 1964?
That was 1964.
Is it not election? No, was it not election? The Wild West.
No, but we have had many more elections.
I said, what was that thing that caused that problem?
It was an election.
And it was here in the Southwest between Awolowo and somebody. Now, a Yoruba man is in office, and this conundrum is building up.
This is not the first time a Yoruba man is in office. So Obasanjo was in office. And he said, this is a do-or-die affair. What happened?
Good. Because as at that time, Nigeria never had it this bad.
Okay.
It was only PDP against PDP as at that time.
It was PDP against AD and APP.
Those ones were insignificant as at that time.
You think so?
They have not grown to a formidable opposition like we have today.
Okay.
So what Nigerians have gone through in the hands of APC is enough to cause a major issue. Make no mistake about it. Okay, those times we are talking about under Obasanjo, did you see the North behaving in this manner? Have they come out to tell you that no, they are not with you again? They gave you their vote in the last election. This time around, they will not give you any. Did you see such a statement from the North? No. So the the goalposts have shifted. So I will advise APC and Tinubu to be.
All right, but Mr. Agomo, let's go back to the ADC. We'll go back to the APC in a bit. Now, the ADC spokesperson, you know, Bolaji Abdullahi, has rejected claims linking the party, you know, to any political figure like Atiku Abubakar, Peter Obi, Rotimi Amechi, or El-Rufai. You know, saying that, well, I mean, that the ADC doesn't belong to anybody, any particular figure. Is it being realistic, or is it playing to the gallery?
I think so.
Because some Nigerians see, as a matter of fact, you know, that Atiku Abubakar is the new landlord of the ADC. You know the history. You know, he first of all sent El-Rufai to SDP. He went there, met a brick wall, ran back, and now went to ADC, like to forerunner for Atiku Abubakar. And after that, Atiku Abubakar went into the ADC before Rotimi Amechi, Peter Obi, Aminu Tambuwal, and others. There is that larger-than-life image, you know, that aura or that figure around ADC, you know, that resonates with. Anytime you mention ADC, the first thing that comes to somebody's mind, oh, is Atiku's party. Then people will start thinking, oh, maybe Obi. But Atiku has a larger-than-life image looming around the ADC. Do you believe what Bolaji said?
I don't think so. If not, the crowd that welcome Obi and Kwakwanso in Kano the other day wouldn't have been that much.
Now, Kwakwanso is not in ADC.
But did you not hear what was said?
No.
Obi, Kwakwanso, Obi.
No, they welcome Peter Obi, not they didn't welcome ADC.
Did you hear what I said? Obi, Kwakwanso, Obi. So whom are they singing that song for? And which party do you think they are going to use? Which party? So it is very obvious. Even at that, Atiku's image is no longer looming larger than life in ADC.
Okay.
Because new entrants have come up and is now a free for all. I don't think as of today, the party has zoned it to one particular person. I don't think so. Besides, remember, the major factor here is that it is the turn of the South.
Okay.
Even the North have said it.
It was the turn of the South in 2023. Atiku Abubakar ran.
That's why he did not win now. The North didn't.
Okay, so if he runs again, he still will not win.
It's possible.
Okay.
That's why Obi is prominent now.
Okay.
That's why Obi is prominent.
Now, a lot has happened, within this week in the political scene and all of that. The People's Democratic Party says it has stepped back the brink of a deep internal crisis, within camps loyal to Sheyi Makinde and FCT minister, looking for opening space for peace and all of that. You are very familiar with the conversation that Taminu Turaki, the factional leader, and what's his name? Adolphus Mwabara, the factional BOT chairman, have decided to, break the ice according to them, and they are holding meetings and consultations on how to come together, and form one very formidable, in quotes, PDP. Now, when you look at all of this, is it a film trick or is it political magic? What do you see coming?
When you say factional, who is not the main party?
Of course, it's the Wike faction, because there's a substantive Court of Appeal judgment recognizing Wike and Sam Anyanwu committee as the authentic.
After he has been expelled, Abi?
No, but it's the appeal court. I'm not the court.
That's what I'm telling you now.
Okay.
So what do you call that order expelling Wike from PDP? Is this his stand or has it been?
The last time I checked, the list of people that were expelled from PDP when they went to court, Wike's name was missing there. His name wasn't there. And by the way, one of the letters of this peace agreement, is that both parties are going to withdraw their
cases in court. So has it been done?
No, there is a process. They are not saying that we have made up. They are saying we are in the process of making up. So I'm asking, do you see it happening? Is it a possibility?
No, it can't. It's not possible. They can never meet at a common ground. Not with this election that is imminent, where Wike have told you that there will not be any presidential candidate for PDP. Is that not what he has been hammering on?
No, that's not what Wike said.
Wike, what is he doing in the PDP?
Wike said that the PDP will produce a presidential candidate from the South.
And who is that person?
I wouldn't know.
You can see now. You can see.
I mean, there are millions of people in the PDP from the South.
No,
none of them can.
Look, let me tell you why it can never happen.
Okay.
Is it not when we agree that we can now have a common front?
No, but we see Taminu Turaki, the chairman of the other faction, saying, yes, we are in the process of making up.
Look, leave what they are saying.
Okay, I should leave what they
yes, Wike have made promises in the past that he did not keep.
Okay.
Abi? Good. So what is done now? He's buying time. Seriously, he's buying time with the matters in court. If at the end of the day, they use the court against PDP, who now will be the presidential candidate, and who will be the party chairman? So
some people believe that that is a script between Sheyi Makinde and Nyesom Wike. That there's, in fact, some people I spoke to said that they saw this coming. That at the end of the day, they were going to make up, field a feeble presidential candidate, just for the optics. And at the end of the day, this PDP, is going to throw its weight behind Tinubu in 2027. But that they wouldn't want PDP to die. I also understand that when they make up, that PDP might also fly, some people might fly the governorship ticket of the PDP and even senator and House of Reps. And that Wike is negotiating that he might get like 2 or 3 gubernatorial slots after the elections. More like for him to say, okay, this is what I'm bringing to the table in 2031. Do you agree with that sentiment?
I do not agree because that is not the intention of Tinubu.
Okay.
Tinubu never wanted any opposition, either from the governorship or for the presidential candidates.
Okay.
And so Wike will adhere to that, or else Tinubu will come charging like a battering ram against Wike.
Okay.
Yes, all these things he's doing now. What? Remember, the initial plan was to make sure that nobody really is in PDP. And so far, Wike have already succeeded.
So does that make Wike a factor in the Tinubu presidency?
I think so, because as of today, I was thinking that this PDP, they will have the balls to challenge the status quo. But from all indication now, it looks like the Wike they expelled is now holding the ace in PDP. This was the man they expelled. So how come he's now calling for reconciliation and people are, deferring to him? It means that they have lost steam. They have lost the ball. They are not man enough to resist a Wike. That's just the simple truth.
Okay.
It's either because they don't have the funds or they are not strong enough to challenge the status quo.
All right. Now, still talking about the PDP and what the APC is saying. The PDP, the APC National Public Secretary Felix Morka, had said that the party is not concerned about efforts to reconcile the People's Democratic Party. Saying that the APC is only concerned about forthcoming 2027 general election and how to win the poll. You and I, we have always said that the moment somebody says I'm not bothered, that means that the person is actually bothered. So why is Felix Morka jumping, into the fray to say, oh, we are not even concerned with whether they're reconciling or not? Don't you think that somehow they are still seeing some, level of potency in PDP that it might cause an upset no matter how little?
No, I don't think so. With a Wike in that party.
Okay,
no.
so why is Felix reacting?
He's just trying to warm his mouth. I mean, what he said, is it not possible? They are not bothered about the PDP because their man is there. If you were talking about ADC, I can say, yes, it's possible. The fear of the North is the beginning of wisdom. Yes, the reaction of the North, if the party they are interested in or the person they are interested in is shortchanged in this election, their fear is genuine. They may react in a negative way. And so they may not bother too much with PDP as long as Wike is there.
Okay.
That is it. Because
so Wike is a factor in Nigeria's national politics. Now, Mr. Gomo, before we leave, for the second topic of discussion, there's something I'd like for us to talk about within the political scene, not connected to PDP and ABC directly, but somehow. Now, the Senate President Godswill Akpabio, whether it was a sleep or what, he has confirmed that there are there's legislative and political support for the establishment of an Anioma state. Saying that categorically, Anioma state will be created with Asaba as its capital. Saying that the new Delta, which is the Delta now, will have its capital in Warri, Delta State. How do you react to that?
Look, all these permutations,
It's no longer permutation. Akpabio, the Senate President, said Delta State, Anioma State will be created.
Oh, is he the one to create it?
He's the Senate President.
Are you serious? So
he leads the National Assembly.
Seriously? So his word is final on any matter, Abi? Is that what you are trying to let me know? It is, remember, the State Assembly member, 2/3 of them will have to agree to this. Is that not true? And you have 36 states in the country. So what gave Akpabio that inkling, that idea, or that belief that what he said? Or does he want to go and look for votes in the South? Okay. These are the issues.
Okay, now. So you are seeing politics in all of this.
He went to go and look for votes. Look at all the time he has been in that this. He didn't talk. It's not that he wants to go and canvass or do. He needed something to placate the South so that they would dance to his tune. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. There is no. I have not seen any strong points to validate what he's saying. Because the state assembly member, have not had their own opinion on this matter. And they are very critical. True or false?
No, they are critical, but you also understand. I'm not sure. Or do you think that Akpabio might be playing politics with this? Knowing full well, that a preponderance of part of the Ika, the Ika ethnic group, where Anioma, that falls into the Anioma state, are not agreeing with the creation of Anioma state. They say they will rather, stay with their Midwestern brothers. Now, the Anioma state proposed as will be parts of the Igbo-speaking Delta state, parts of Igbo-speaking River State, Omoko, Ndoni and all of that, and then some parts of Anambra State. If you put this in mind, do you think that Akpabio, because having said this, there's going to be some kind of pushback, because like the people, Ika people I say, the Ika Igbo people say, well, we don't want to belong to Anioma State. Is it playing good politics or good policy?
No, creation of states has to do with two major factors.
Okay.
The preponderance of people in that state that belongs to one ethnic group.
Okay.
And then the land mass. So if what you are saying now, the majority are for Anioma and they are from this other particular ethnic group that are in Delta now. Do they have a choice?
Okay, they don't have a choice.
The moment is done, anybody will fall in line.
All right, now let's move on. A former United States diplomat has raised fresh concerns over Nigeria's worsening security crisis, warning that the country could face a violent breakup if the urgent steps are not taken. The warning was directed at President Bola Tinubu as killings continue in different parts of the country. Sam Brownback, that's the former U.S. ambassador at large for international religious freedom, gave the warning in a speech captured in a viral video. He said the situation has reached a critical stage and may spiral out of control if not addressed immediately. Brownback described Nigeria as a dangerous place for Christians, noting that the scale of violence has become alarming. He said the trend, if allowed to continue, could threaten the unity of the country. Breaking point, stop the killings now or face a split of the country, Brownback said. He stressed that the situation is no longer sustainable and may lead to serious consequences. Well, according to him, the country is gradually moving towards a point where unity may no longer hold. What kind of statement is this?
That is the direction this violence or this terrorism is heading. Because it's no longer about Nigeria. It's about Christians now. When these terrorists are telling you that if you're a Christian, you must convert to Islam or you'll be paying for your freedom. Is that not the direction this thing is heading to now? And then most of the killing and adoption is heavily against the Christians. So when you see all these things, do you need a suicide to tell you what is going to happen? Unfortunately, the Christians are not even rising up to challenge what is going on. Maybe that is why these guys have continued to do what they are doing. But I'm telling you, just like that man said, it may get to a point where the center can no longer hold. Maybe by that time, Tinubu will wake up. Yes, by that time he will wake up.
As an analyst, Mr. Gomo, this man, is he speaking from with the power of foresight or the element of hindsight? Is he looking at what has happened in the past to probably predict what might happen in the future? You recall what happened in South Sudan and in Yugoslavia.
Of course. I say it's a matter of time.
Okay, but do you think that will solve our problem?
It will.
How?
Yes.
How will it solve our
No,
problem?
these people that are violent prone, let them stay on their own.
But our diversity has always been...
This guy can move. They can relocate to the southern part of Nigeria where you have a majority of the Christians now. They can relocate for their own safety. What's the need? Staying in a place where you are going to be annihilated. What's the need? They will relocate. Remember that Deborah Samuel? They are relocated to River State now. Is that not where that pastor rehabilitated them? They are relocated from Niger State. They went to Port Harcourt. So they have found a new home there.
No.
So whenever these things are happening, Mr. Okoro, go and check. North Korea and South Korea, is that not why they split? Because they could not agree. Is that not true? So the international community should come to the aid of Nigeria now. The United Nations should do a referendum. Ask Christians in the north, do you want to remain here or do you want to relocate to the southern part where your safety will be guaranteed? These are issues now.
Do you think that the government, this Nigerian state, will do that?
What? They don't have any choice. If the world powers come into this matter, they don't have any choice. In fact, they can't even debate it. Seriously. Those days are gone when you say you're a sovereign state. No. When it gets to this level, to save the world another problem, they will step in. Yes, the world will have to step in now. So you imagine what will happen if there is a serious civil war now. Who will accommodate Nigeria? Look, they will think of all these things before they will say, look, since you people don't want to stay together, after all, the amalgamation said it, that after 100 years, if you people cannot stay, you can...
Do you think that this ambassador, this envoy, could be flying a kite, to feel the pulse of the people?
He's not only flying a kite, he's stating the obvious. Because when last did you hear this type of statement from any world power? When last? And American soldiers have been here. We don't know what they are doing. We don't know exactly what they are doing since they came here. Everything has been so quiet. And these guys have continued. And not only that, they don't even see the handwriting on the wall, Moses. I mean, Okoro. They have warned them severally on my show. They should be very careful, seriously, right. Because if this is to happen now, whom are they going to fight? Is it the war power that have moved in or the Christians? I have told them that they may wake up one morning and discover that there is no Christian or no Nigerian to Islamize or to impose their religion upon. They may wake up and it will happen. What will they do? No, what will they do? Who will they fight? Because the civil war was against the Biafrans and the federal government. But in this case now, if what they are doing continue and Christians say no, we don't want again, who will they now fight? Will they fight the entire Nigeria? The answer is capital no. That's the more reason why they should go and put on their thinking cap.
Okay, all right. Mr. Akomo, there's a video, that's gone viral, on social media. You remember, and I think Reverend Ezekiel Dachomo.
Dacho, yes.
The man that has been at the forefront of this.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
There's a video out there where he admitted to and made confession, asking for forgiveness, that he was part of a robbery gang in the 1980s, that struck and, robbed a bank in Jos, Plateau State. What do you think?
What is... the man is confessing. If didn't God say that, okay, so no matter how simple you are.
Okay, so do you think that the authorities will take him in?
Why would they take him in?
It's a criminal case.
No.
No.
As long as he confess, and there is no formal charge against him, you cannot hold him for which bank? Did any bank come to complain of anything?
Okay.
And there's no need.
Okay, so apparently you're saying that if someone that stole in the past probably came out and said, well, I was part of the gang that stole in a particular bank in Ofa, that the police will not take him in and investigate and prosecute him.
Mention anybody in that National Assembly that does not have...
No, barrister, no. It's not about mentioning. You are a lawyer, I'm asking you. Somebody stole like 40 years ago and came out to say, well, I'm sorry, I was part of the gang, that robbed that bank. Do you think that the police will not take him in for questioning?
They will not take him in.
Okay, police will not take him in.
Because when you want to charge a person for criminal acts, there must be a complainant.
A complainant.
Okay. So when you now charge him, how will you charge him for? The bank did not come to tell you that somebody robbed and all that.
Okay. So at that point, the bank might have made an entry in the police and it was probably investigated and the police couldn't arrest the people. Now somebody involved in that robbery has come out to say, I was part of it. Do you think that the police will simply let him go?
Do you think that the bank exists? That's even because this recolonization of banks that some big banks swallowed the small banks.
As in the 80s, all the banks there, First Bank, Union Bank, UBA are still here now.
How many of them?
UBA, First Bank, Union Bank, Wema Bank is still there.
So
just in case, it could be one of those banks.
The man mentioned the bank.
Exactly the point. So don't you think that the police which bank
they will be chasing shadows.
Okay, they will be chasing shadows.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll ask him to come and hire you as his lawyer. Now let's come back to main politics. The All Progressives Congress, APC, held zonal congresses across the 6 geopolitical zones within the week, and largely without disruption, re-electing leaders and signaling strong internal unity ahead of the 2027 elections. A major highlight was the North Central Zone's formal adoption of Bola Tinubu as its presidential candidate, with key stakeholders expressing confidence in the region's ability to deliver significant votes. Across zones, in fact, as a matter of fact, all the 6 political zones endorsed President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for the 2027 presidential election. Barrister, APC has always had, this strong cohesion, even when people say it lacks internal democracy. That cohesion hasn't changed over time. What could be the tonic for this great bonding?
Look, it is a small screen of what is to come. There will be internal combustion of APC in due time. Let this primary be over. You will now see the level of disagreement in APC. Let this primary, where they will now adopt Tinubu as their sole consensus candidate, and then all the governors, all the House of Rep, all in the Senate, that is when we will now know whether truly there is what? Cohesion in APC. Okay. But as at now, this one is just make-believe,
Make-believe. When they held their state and local government congresses, there were bass bulls. In our local palace, there were bass bulls here and there. And at the end of the day, the whole thing fizzled out. So don't you think it will happen after their convention?
It is piece of the graveyard.
Okay. From piece of the graveyard to another piece of the graveyard.
It's the piece of the graveyard because up to today, the cases in Lagos have not been settled. I hope you know that.
There have always been cases in Lagos. At the end of the day, the president normally has his way.
There will be more. Okay. That is after the Congress. That's what everybody is waiting for.
Now, talking about the piece of the graveyard, and APC aspire, for the position of the national vice chairman, South, talking about Fubara Dagogo, took legal action to stop the party's national convention, scheduled for Saturday, March 27th.
Of course.
He filed a case at the Federal High Court, claiming he was unfairly denied nomination and expression of interest form for the position of national vice chairman, South, despite meeting all requirements and paying all the required fee. He also requested for a court injunction, to stop the South-South Zonal Congress, and insisted the case is about protecting integrity, not just his own personal ambition.
Good.
Well, he couldn't stop the South-South Congress because Giadom was returned as national vice chairman, the very position that he sought. Is this liberal consensus or force acceptance?
Did he withdraw the case in court?
No, he didn't.
So, let's hear what the court will say. Abi? And that's why I told you that there is implosion coming. Let me see whether the court will say he has no case. Abi? That returned man, he may, in fact, maybe, I don't think I will be wrong, because the court, they will be looking at the cases on merit. What this man said, is it on merit or not? How can you deny him form?
After paying 5.1 million naira.
Can you imagine all the conditions? And he's not the only one. Remember, some people are grumbling that forms are being hidden from them.
Yes. And as a matter of fact, people that even moved from their parties to the APC, and they were promised tickets, and now they are being told, sorry, we can't get the ticket and all of that. So what does that portend for the APC?
The problem. When somebody told me that Tinubu has been having sleepless nights over Insecurity, I said, no, it's not sleepless night over Insecurity. It is sleepless night over what is going to happen to APC. Seriously. Because he's thinking of how to navigate all these problems they created for themselves. I said it.
No, but we also hear that the president is a deal maker to the extent that he's able to appease all parties concerned, all interests.
Some people may not be interested in settlement with
like this man now that spent 5.1 million naira. If they call him and give him my friend, take 200 million. Stop it. Don't you think he will?
The money will not give him the status and the name he's looking for.
Okay, his status is looking for.
Well, of course. He will make that money 10 times over if he becomes what he wants to become.
So he'll go for it.
He'll go for it. Like every other person. Every other person. I said they are going to see cases. So members of APC, they will flood the court with cases if the forms are not given to them as agreed or as required.
Okay, now you see the catch here. The catch here is that because there's a law now that says
You cannot leave.
At this point, you cannot leave. Those people will be forced to stay back.
Yes, and cause problem. Yes, and fight.
And work for APC or cause problem.
The cause problem. Yes.
No, but because if APC wins, they will still be part of the dining table.
No, wins what? Win without me.
No, win with you.
Win without me because I have not been allowed to exercise my rights. How can they win by nominating, appointing people instead of throwing it open for democratic process to follow? How can you be happy? No, tell me that they appointed somebody instead of making it open so that they can go and test their strength.
You know how our politicians, I raised this issue with someone on the morning show. You know how our politicians behave. I mean, as a matter of fact, we hear that some of them consider it as an investment. So if you invest 5 million naira and reap like 500 million, wouldn't you be better off? Because in the first place, he wasn't even sure whether he was going to win the election.
At least I have tried. If you add to my CV.
You're not speaking like a politician, I'm speaking like a lawyer.
No, hold on. At least it will add to my CV.
Okay.
Do you know how they feel so big when they say former presidential candidate of this is
okay? If they call him and say, okay, young man, it's okay. We'll now make you part of the NDDC board. Don't you think that he wouldn't take that?
No. If you know that he has a better option by
how many of them have better options?
That's what I'm telling you. I said former. That name, it rings a bell. When you go there, it was a presidential candidate. It was a governorship candidate.
Mr. Agomo, talking about, according to you, someone told you that the president is having sleepless night. I don't know where he got that from. Now, the president reportedly, because he stayed awake with governors up until 2 a.m. discussing insecurity. That was not sleepless night. He was working.
But in the night, Abi?
Up until 2 a.m. with the governors, discussing insecurity.
Good.
That's not sleepless night.
Are you serious?
Sleepless night is when you lie on your bed and you toss from one side of the bed to the other.
No, the man made it clear that he was supposed to be sleeping at that time.
Yeah, but no, it's usual for them. They always stay late into the night discussing. Holding meetings, to see that you and I, our lives are better.
No. When you deny yourself to sleep by working in the night
for the good of your people.
When did it start? When did Tinubu start working in your
Mr. Agomo, let me ask you now. President Bola Tinubu has reportedly mobilized top APC leaders to prevent former Kano Deputy Governor Nasiru Yusuf Gawuna from defecting to the African Democratic Congress, ADC, aligning with Rabi Okokwanso, a move that could strengthen opposition against Governor Abba Yusuf ahead of 2027.
Of course.
Now, Gawuna's reported absence and inaccessibility have heightened tensions within the APC, which is considering incentives to return him amid fears his defection could weaken the party's influence.
Of course. He knows that with Kwakwanso and the deputy governor in ADC, he has lost Kano, even though the governor is in APC. Can't you see the joker here? With that deputy and Kwakwanso, APC have lost Kano already. So why would he go and beg him? He knows what he's doing. He knows. The governor is a featherweight in Kano. The governor is a featherweight. And so Tinubu knows that with the Kwakwanso and the deputy governor of Kano, it will be difficult for him to win Kano. Very difficult. That's the truth. Even with the governor, he cannot make
it. And if he doesn't win Kano?
He has lost the north. He has lost the north.
If he wins Borno, I mean, his vice.
I said it's not possible. With a Turaki, with an article there. What will he do?
Article what?
With an article in the south, in the northeast.
Article is in the north. Almost all the non-state governors are in the APC. Why didn't they join him to the APC?
It doesn't matter. It is the people. Okay. It is the people that matter. Atiku is the biggest employer of labor in the entire northeast. Yes, he's the biggest employer of labor. He can mobilize that in his favor. He's the biggest employer of labor in the entire northeast.
All right, then, Mr. Gomo, can we have your concluding thoughts?
My concluding thought is that, please, Tinubu and APC should be very careful. Mr. Okoro, our problem has always started from the southwest here, and it's through politics. I don't like the kind of politics some people in the southwest play. They have never allowed a free and fair election. Everything, every time they want to do this, it is always violence, do or die. You know, they are not using talks. They are using agberu. They are using all sorts of things. Can't they do this in a simple manner? I mean, is it a cause? Every time, our problem has always emanated from the southwest. Now look at it.
Is that what you think? We are out of time, but from your position now, I mean, in 20, what was it in 2011? In 2011, we have Babus and monkeys. It wasn't in the southwest. It was in the north.
No. It was when what's it called? Buhari wanted to contest against Jonathan. It was just
but it wasn't in the southwest. Scores of people were killed in the north.
Oh no! This one, compare that to what is going on today, Ms. Okoro.
What is going on?
How many people has been killed under Tinubu's administration?
Okay, but not related to politics. But
really, what is it?
Because of terrorism.
What is it?
Now, Mr. Agommo, this would be a good place to end this conversation. We're speaking with Mr. Darlington Agommo, lawyer and political affairs analyst. I appreciate your presence on my show, and I hope that we can do this some other time.
My pleasure, and the ball is in your court.
All right, thank you very much. On behalf of the backroom staff, technical director, bus engineer, sound engineer, and the ingest manager, I am Chukwuma Okoro. Up next is Issues with Nena Ndimjuto. I'll see you tomorrow, 8 o'clock on the morning show. Bye for now and enjoy the rest of your evening.
We encourage you to click on the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are Voice of the People TV. Also follow us on all our social media platforms. We are at VOP TV Live. Visit our website www.vop.ng for fresh and trending news. Also watch us live on SLTV channel 264. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television.
Behind every broken desk lies a broken promise. Education shapes the nations. But who is asking the right questions? Introducing Edu Dialogue, the show that goes beyond the surface, exposes the cracks, the corruption, and the silence in Nigeria's education system. Edu Dialogue, Saturdays, 3 p.m., only on VOP TV. We break the biggest stories, from missing funds to policy failures. We ask the tough questions and demand real answers. Edu Dialogue, this Saturday, 3 p.m. on Voice of the People Television.
Welcome to the locker room, the home of football talk that matters. I am Jerry Arpehon. Join us every weekday, Monday to Friday at 5 p.m. Nigerian time, as we share the hot takes and hot debates in the exciting world of football. And joining me are the usual suspects, Ikechukwu and Mayowa, as we break down all the hot takes and everything that's happening in the football. Don't just watch football, live it with us. Catch us on the locker room and Voice of the People Television at 5 p.m. Nigerian time. And like I always say, if not 20 minutes off, please discuss.
It's often said that customer is the king and the soul of any business transactions. Why then sometimes treated with a sense of unfairness and injustice? Join James Shodia live on the DCS scorecard on VOP television every Saturday at 6 to 7 p.m. as it features top brand CEOs to dissect and analyze issues on poor service delivery in different sectors of the economy. Come on board, let's give you a voice and a platform to share your view on poor products, goods and services, only on the Distinguished Customer Service Scorecard. For adverts or sponsorship and inquiries, you can call 0803 2252 or 080 2100 3424. The Distinguished Customer Service, celebrating services, inspiring success.
In a world where power shifts its every headlines, news breaks and events happens, We bring you unbiased and explicit information on politics, economy, and state of the nation. We break down the chaos. Facts, not fluff. Truth, not spin. We discuss not just politics, but a glimpse into the future. Voice of the People Television. Now you have more than a voice.
To know the happenings in the maritime sector, join us on the program Maritime Frontiers on VOP TV as we discuss key areas in the maritime sector from aquaculture, maritime transportation, maritime labor regulation, oil and gas exploration, ferry and passenger insurance, marine pollution and prevention, port operations, and lots more. Maritime Frontiers, exploring Nigeria's blue economy.
This is Health Check, your weekly guide to better living, smarter choices, and trusted answers. From everyday wellness to urgent health issues, we've got you covered. Health Check, only on Voice of the People Television, where your health has a voice.
In a world where truth is the ultimate power and opinions scream the loudest, it's time to wade through the noise.
Hunger no get tribe. Hunger no get religion.
And scan the human interest and trending topics that matter. Stay tuned to The Issues, your plug to the stories making the buzz, from politics to science and technology, social justice, and more. Let's tackle the tough questions and expose the truth. The Issues on Voice of the People Television, Mondays to Fridays, 8 to 9 p.m. The Issues. Don't just react, understand.
My name is Familoni, and here is to VOP TV. Keep watching, stay tuned, do not touch that dial.
My name is Made Kuti, and you're watching VOP TV. Keep watching.
Welcome, my name is Zika Davis. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, boys, viewers, everybody, boys and girls. This is VOP TV. Do you know what that means? Voice of the People TV. You don't have a voice, don't come here. You better make sure your voice is heard.
Are you ready for the extraordinary? Something big is happening on your screen. Introducing VOP TV. Now streaming on SLTV channel 264. From breaking news to captivating conversations, news analysis, giving you all sides to the story. We break in-depth discussions on the issues that matter, from politics to sports, entertainment, and lifestyle. VOP TV on SLTV channel 264. Join us as we redefine what television means to you. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV. Now, you have more than a voice.
Do you want your voice to be heard? Do you know that you matter in the scheme of things? The People's Voice, the show where ordinary citizens take center stage as we discuss the biggest stories that affect you and I. With you in mind, we facilitate lively discussions, debates, and interviews on the topics that matter most to you and I. From social justice to economic empowerment, education to healthcare, governance, and more. Tackling tough topics and amplifying your voice. Join the conversation and make your voice count. The People's Voice. Make your voice count. Join us as we drive into the world of politics through insightful interviews with prominent political figures, both serving and former governors, ministers, senators, legislators, party chieftains, activists, and analysts. Get first-hand information into the decision-making processes that affect our daily lives. Highly engaging one-hour program that brings political discourse into focus.
I am Chukwuma Okoro.
Political Lens, Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 p.m. Join us. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV, youthful, full of vigor and penchant for excellence in the continent's media space, exposing the wrongs, applauding the rights, dissecting the news without fear or favor, through factual and accurate stories and contents.
Corruption kills three things that makes a society.
Representing the interests of the people and giving them a voice. Voice of the People TV is here to stay towards building a fair society. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television, truly a voice for the people.
Hey guys, it's your girl Arika the Dimples, aka Risky Baby, and you are watching VOP TV. Do not go anywhere. Where are you going to? Stay here. Calm down. Stay here if you're not.
What's up, everybody? Uzo Arco here, and I'm hanging out on VOP TV. Keep it locked, don't go nowhere. Let's go.
Hi everyone, my name is Yvonne Jagade. You are watching VOP TV, and don't change the dial, because I said so.
Who's happy to post them and who's happy the most? Because when shit goes south, y'all be happy to ghost. When you make a wrong move, they be happy to roast. But be careful when you win, who's not happy to toast. I am VJ Adams, and you rock with VOP TV. Don't move.
Hi, people. Bisola here, and you are watching VOP TV. Mwah.
Shout out to VOP TV. It's so good to have you on the red carpet of AV. Love you all. Wishing you all the best.
Here's a shout out to VOP TV. It's your girl April Oshidikwe at the AV premiere. You know what it is.
Hi everyone, my name is Linda Ejiofor Suleiman, and I'm live at the EV premiere. Keep watching VOP TV.
I want to say hello to my Italian friends. I want to say them that Nigeria is the best country in the world, and I'm so happy to be here. Thank you so much.
Hi guys, my name is Tomowatsebe. I'm an actor, and you guys are live on VOP TV. Keep it locked, because I said so.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is your girl filled with storms out here, and this is a big shout out to VOP TV.
Hi guys, my name is Charles Bourne.
My name is Lydia Lawrence, and
please keep watching Voice of the People Television. Love ya.
Are you ready for the extraordinary? Something big is happening on your screen. Introducing VOP TV. Now streaming on SLTV channel 264. From breaking news to captivating conversations, news analysis, giving you all sides to the story. We break in-depth discussions on the issues that matter, from politics to sports, entertainment, and lifestyle. VOP TV on SLTV channel 264. Join us as we redefine what television means to you. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice.
The red carpets, awards, the razzmatazz, music, fashion.
A very good evening to you and welcome to another exciting episode of the Issues on Voice of the People Television, where we bring you the most important and pressing issues shaping our nation today. I am your host, Nenna Ndomdioto. Today on the issues, we're examining the complexities of Nigeria's politics and governance, from federal government warning of shortage of specialized health professionals, to former INEC chairman, Commissioner, Igini, condemning Electoral Act 2026. Also, Akpabio affirms creation of a Nyoma state. And finally, Iyabo Abo Obasanjo defends use of consensus. Join us as we break down the facts and provide context to help you stay informed. We'll take a short break, and when we return, we'll dig deeper into these topics. Don't go away.
In a world where power shifts its every headlines, news breaks and events happens, we bring you unbiased and explicit information on politics, economy, and state of the nation. We break down the chaos. Facts, not fluff. Truth, not spin. We discuss not just politics, but a glimpse into the future. Voice of the People Television. Now you have more than a voice.
We encourage you to click on the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are Voice of the People TV. Also follow us on all our social media platforms. We are at VOP TV Live. Visit our website www.vop.ng for fresh and trending news. Also watch us live on SLTV channel 264. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television.
This is African News on Voice of the People Television, where we don't just bring you the news, we bring you Africa's heartbeat, the policies that shapes our world, and the economy that determines our future. African News on Voice of the People Television. Stay with us.
When I first heard VOP, I thought they were talking about me because I'm a voice-over personality, but no, this is Voice of the People TV, and you are riveted forever because this is the place to be.
Hey, you guys, your boy Chella. Shout out to VOP TV. I love you guys.
Salut, salut tout le monde, Suspect 95, là on est sur VOP TV, on passe un bon temps, j'espère que vous kiffez, on est au Afrima, on est ensemble, VOP TV.
Don't see me like a fool because I don't do giddy giddy giddy. VOP, you don't know somewhere from Ghana representing live and living color. Yeah, Beam Nation President, outside with it. Bless up.
Hello, this is Milo from Ivory Coast. Keep watch Voice of the People TV. Regardez la voix du peuple, la télévision de la voix du peuple. Que Dieu vous bénisse. À très bientôt. Love you so much.
Hi guys, what's up? This is Gaze Baba. I am watching VOP TV. Usually you'll be told to not touch the dial, but I tell you to touch the dial and increase the volume. You're like, keep it locked. It's Afro Gospel. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Shego Arunze. You're watching VOP. Don't change the dial.
My Joe, fine girl. My Joe, fine babe. Only are you, but on the Fuji was. Yes, don't touch the dial. This is me, Dr. Adiwala Iba. Keep watching VOP TV.
In a world where power shapes with every headline.
In a nation full of questions.
In a world filled with noise, the truth needs the voice.
The policies that shapes our world and the economy that determines our future.
Every hour, every day, the grapevine keeps buzzing. And together, we are committed to telling the stories that shape our world because your voice is our focus.
Don't forget, our voice matters the most. Let us come together and share our concerns.
Glad to have you back. You're still watching the issues on Voice of the People Television. Let's dive straight into today's discussion. The federal government has warned of a growing shortage of specialized health professionals. The Minister of Education, Tunja Lausa, said if not urgently addressed, the shortage could affect service delivery, inclusion, and national productivity. According to the minister, these disciplines play a vital role beyond healthcare, contributing to inclusive social integration and workforce productivity. Alausa noted that Nigeria's higher education system has yet to fully develop structured training pathways in these areas. Meanwhile, tensions escalated in Abuja's health workers staged protest against the proposed regulatory bill. The ongoing bill at the National Assembly to repeal the Medical and Dental Practitioners Act, also known as HB 2695, has faced serious opposition from health workers. The protesters, under the aegis of the Joint Health Sector Unions and the Assembly of Healthcare Professional Associations, against the bill, claiming that if allowed to pass, it would subject other medical professionals to the control of the Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria. Today, I'm delighted to be joined by two distinguished guests who are joining us virtually. We have Sam Kinane. He is an instrumentation and control engineer, as also the deputy governorship candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 in Rivers State 2023 governorship election. Glad to have you join us, Sam.
Good evening, Nana. Good evening, Nigeria.
Good evening. Also, we have joining us virtually as well, Lekia Christian. He will be joining us later on in the show. He is a public affairs analyst and a social justice crusader, also the president of the Niger Delta Coalition Against Violence. Let me come to you first, Kinane. I don't know what you make of this statement by the Minister of Education. He's saying that we are getting to the point where we're going to have shortages of healthcare professionals. Wouldn't you think that's a serious thing for us in the country? We already know that we have many of our professionals who get to leave the country as a result of the Jackpot syndrome. And now the Minister of Education is saying that we're not even getting enough people being trained in this specialized professions anymore in our universities. What do you make of it?
Yeah, it is not news anymore to us that in Nigeria we lack professionals. Professionals in almost every field of endeavor, not just the medical field. But while the medical field is somewhat critical to us, is its nature as it relates to human being, as it relates to life. Because life guides every other endeavors of life. If we are lacking professionals in life or in what has to do with life, and that means it is a very big deficit in the nation. For the fact that apart from that they are less, even the available ones, how good are they? In the sense of performing their profession. When you have other professions, when they make mistake, and their mistake can be corrected because it does not deal with life. But the professionals we are lacking in this area, the medical area, has to do with life, of which any mistake they make may not or cannot be corrected again in life. So it becomes a problem to us. Coming to the specialty of this occupational therapy, you will agree with me that presently in Nigeria, almost all of us are traumatized by way of governance and daily experiences. When we are traumatized and there is nobody to take care of us, no audiologist to take care of us, no speech therapy to take care of us, no physical therapist to take care of us. You just understand that the country is going down the drain. We have to take it more seriously, particularly now that the minister is beginning to see what we have seen in the past, because when people were jackpot into foreign land, they were looking at it that, of course, they will always train people at any point in time. But we are beginning to see the realization that we have to do it early enough to take care of the few ones that are here. Because even the few numbers that we have, every day are trying their best to see how they can get out of the country. And I think what the government needs to do about this is create a special fund that will be able to entice people to this area. But instead of us having those kind of discussions in this government, what they will be doing will be looking at how they will divide Nigeria money among themselves instead of creating an environment that will be conducive and attractive to professionals of different fields. Those are the things we talk about every day when we come on a forum like this to speak. Instead of them to look forward to what best we can do to develop the country and move out of the doldrum where we are now, we will be looking at those things that are going to create more problems for the people. There is no time you see our Senate to sit down and look at issues like this. and give it the desired attention, and promulgate laws that will keep people comfortable and as well available for this kind of professional training. Those are the issues we have in this country. It is good enough for the minister to say it, but when there are no laws backing the training, the remunerations of these professionals, it becomes another academic exercise where it is only being discussed and meetings being created and people making proposals that will not see the light of the day. So it is one of those issues we expected that the Senate and the House of Reps should have taken seriously, develop on it, discuss on it, and come out with solutions that can help people to have interest in other fields of professionalism, not just this occupational health or specialized medical field. Because, like, if you see what is happening in the world now, the medical field as well has gone beyond just studying or practicing medicine. It has gone into every other field of engineering. For those equipment that are being used, you must have good knowledge of other fields of engineering before you can be able to use them. But here we are complaining, whereas the National Assembly that is supposed to take care of issues like this and form a debate on it and come out with solutions that can give us a lasting solution, yet all what they will be looking at is what they have been mandated by the presidency to do that will help them into sustaining their stay in 2027. So it's a pathetic situation in Nigeria. We are all traumatized. No one to take care of us by our daily lives. Yeah, back to you, Nena.
Okay, how you said we are all traumatized. I had to laugh at that because really, that sounded very funny. But of course, many Nigerians are facing one kind of trauma or the other, because you would say not just as a result of economy, many reasons actually. But while you were speaking, you made mention of the lack of incompetence that we get to see in our hospitals. But I want to ask you, would you blame this on inadequate, or would you blame this on our school system, educational system, or probably like we're not getting, or these doctors or these medical professionals are not getting the right education or training they need to in our universities? Or would you blame it on low morale or lack of motivation?
As it is in this nation now, I don't want to put the blame at any particular point. For the fact that, yes, it starts from the school. But if you go to the universities now, if you go to professional colleges now, first and foremost, you ask yourself, are the students ready to learn? And even when the students are ready to learn, you see lecturers who are ready to extort. Lecturers who will boldly come out to tell students that until you buy their handouts, you will not pass your exam no matter what you write. And that is the kind of country we live in. Under situations like that, even a serious student will be disappointed because he will spend the night reading, and at the end, someone who has the money will do better than him or her because of a compromised system. That is one aspect of it. The seriousness, again, comes from the side of the government, the regulators of all these programs. If you have been able to have a close discussions with some lecturers who wants, the school even goes as far as telling them, you must pass the students, whether they do well or they don't. Under situations like that, you find out that the institutions are only there to make money, whereas they are not there to impart knowledge as well as skills to the students. That is discouraging for anybody who wants to be serious. Then we move away from there and move into the health sector. The desire to make money has grown to the point that even doctors who have sworn to save life are not the ones that are taking life voluntarily, because you see situations, somebody comes to an office or hospital, not very sound, or requires to be taken care of, they will demand money first. Knowing fully well no reasonable person will take someone to the hospital for treatment and run away without paying for it. And then they will be there arguing, like in cases we have seen before, and the life will go for somebody who has sworn to save life. Beyond that, a lot of them are only there to make money. I've seen situations someone does not know what to do, but in order to protect himself, he will give them those bills that they cannot pay, so that we have an excuse that they were not able to pay the bills. That's why I couldn't take care of the person. Why not come out openly and say, this case is beyond me, and make that person, refer that person to another hospital? And it's beyond that. We are in a big trouble, because I see that in the near future, even those ones who are available now may not be available again. Out of age, some of them would have run away. For tomorrow, making provision for those people who are going to take over. We are not making provision for successions. So how will the hospitals look like? How will the health centers look like? It is something that requires urgent attention, Nena, I tell you, in this country. Because like I started earlier, it has to do with life, human life. And we say it, that human life has no duplicate. Once it is gone, cannot be replaced again. And so when even the government jokes over what has to do with life, you begin to see the unseriousness in our government. And that is why I've said the legislators should have been able to come out with legislations that can protect this particular institution, where even in school, they should be giving incentive that will encourage people to go into medicine, that will encourage people to practice medicine after school. I've seen situations that medical doctors are even looking for what to do because they are not proficient in their duty, and yet some of them will want to come and open up hospitals. In those hospitals, what you will see are quacks. Those nurses who have not had training are the ones you see who are working in those quack hospitals. So situations like that cannot help us. We need a country where if you walk into a medical center, you will be given the right attention. Sometimes the environment can even bring healing to the heart. But some of these hospital environments, if you get there, it does not look like a hospital. It looks like a shanty. And so those are the issues we have. It's not an issue of blaming whether it is the hospital management, whether it is the universities or medical training centers, but it also has to do with us as individuals who are in this profession. Those of us who are in the profession, how prepared are we to work in that profession? Understanding that every profession has its rules, its etiquette for people to follow. I've seen a situation, you walk into a hospital and the nurses will be shouting on the patient instead of understanding that that patient needs care. That patient needs to be cuddled. Good, he needs some things that will calm down his mind. Just like we are saying, we are all traumatized in this country. Some of those things can even raise people's level of trauma because you don't have the money, you don't have the care. and you need medical attention. Instead of that, they'll be backing on you within the medical environment. I've also seen hospitals that the volume of mosquito that will be biting you that came to treat malaria will be there to also cause you malaria. So in situations like this, where do we start from? It is all encompassing. And that is why I said we cannot blame a particular set. Rather, all of us should be able to come together and say, yes, enough is enough in this country. We need to do what is right at all times, not just in the medical profession, but every other endeavors of life. And then there will be trust. Without trust, everything goes down the drain.
Okay, thank you. You know, while you were speaking, you made mention of the National Assembly, that it's one of their duties to actually bring up some laws that would help this the medical industry and all of that. But, you know, there's an ongoing bill at National Assembly which is set to repeal the Medical and Dental Practitioners Act. And of course, this has raised questions, and the health workers they're not happy with this. They are actually opposing this. And of course, as a result of this, they've staged a protest. According to them, they say that if this bill is passed, to subject these medical professionals who are not doctors to be in control or to be under the control of the Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria, which they're not happy about. What do you make of this?
Yeah, this has been on for a very long time. I think it has been a debate among the medical professionals for a very long time, that you group every medical practitioners under two groups, under their council, the medical and dental health council. In medicine, there are so many divisions, and I think each and every one of them needs to be recognized, because I've seen in hospitals where they said you must be a general medical practitioner before you can rise to some level in the hospital. More experienced, who have been in the hospital for a longer time, but because they do not belong to those professions that are recognized, they are not given that opportunity. And so that is what they are fighting for. They need to be recognized at their own level. They need to be recognized by their own field of practice. And I think that is good, because when you are talking of legislation we are saying about now, they know more about their own field, and they will be able to talk on behalf of their members far better than someone who is not in their own field of practice. So I think they have a point, and I support what they are doing, and I expect that the National Assembly should listen to them and proliferate it so that every individual groups in medicine will be duly represented, and then we can move forward. This could be part of the problem that we are having now, because when you bring a general practitioner to an area of specialization, he or she may not have enough knowledge in that area of specialization. Again, that could also be one of the problems we have in medicine or medical care in Nigeria. For everybody who wants to practice everything, if you go to a hospital, there's no specialization. A medical doctor who is a surgeon wants to go into dental, wants to go into optics, wants to go into all types of treatments. Those are not the kind of things that will bring about professionalism. But when there is this proliferation where every individual is directly represented by law, you will see that in hospitals, if you are not permitted, or rather, you are not a professional in a certain field, you will not practice. So that will make hospital owners to be able to employ as many professionals of different fields into their hospital. As it is now, only one medical practitioner will treat all the ailments that you can remember. And so I think that is one of the reasons why the National Assembly needs to listen to them and separate every individual profession in medicine to their category and be represented as well. Not just separating them, be recognized and represented in their board. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's move on to the next conversation for tonight. A former commissioner of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Mike Igini, has described the Electoral Act 2026 as the worst in Nigeria's democratic history. Igini said it is urgent to address what he termed the tragedy associated with the act before the 2027 general elections, warning that it appears Nigerians will not be allowed to determine who governs them if the current issues persist. He identified 3 critical institutions as central to achieving credible elections: INEC, the judiciary, and security agencies, noting that their roles must be strengthened and properly aligned. Meanwhile, the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Professor Joash Amupiton, has identified misinformation, distrust in the electoral process, and low civic awareness as major drivers of voter apathy among young Nigerians. Kinane, I don't know what you make of Igini's comment about 2026 Electoral Act being the worst in Nigeria's democratic history. I don't know if you want to speak on that before I ask you further questions.
Yeah, it is. I think this is one of the areas I would like to also speak, because as someone who has a political interest, it affects me. True. But Igini has been in INEC for some time, and he's just coming to speak now. And those are the things I do not like in this nation. Probably when it is not favoring you, that is when you see that something is wrong. Besides that, if you look at the INEC timetable for the 2027 election, it's already a failure. A failure in the sense that from the 1st of April to I think about 21st of April is all the political party members are expected to do a registration online. When has Nigeria grown to that point that they are digitally exposed, that you can register a whole country within 21 days? It is not possible. You can see it is deliberate for any other party that is not in power. They cannot meet up that. And as such, it is deliberate to crumble, to disappoint, and reduce the Nigerian political system to one-party state. That apart, if you look at their request that you need to produce your NIN number, how many Nigerians, apart from the banking system, that were ready to release their NIN number? And we are also told that the NIN number is a personal number, not to be exposed for election purposes. That I know. If you look at all the conditions that they have given to us so far, you know it will fail. Because one, we do not have enough time. We do not have the technology that will be able to take us down within 21 days to register all members of a political party and submit them to INEC. You know that one certainly is going to make it fail. Again, if you look at the collation of results, I've spoken about this before, that we want it to be electronically. Now, when you start collecting results from the polling units, and before these results are sent to the IREV, they need some rectification. What are those rectifications supposed to be for? And what will they do? Why not collect directly to the IREV? And I've requested too that even at the IREV, all those things should be digitally collated at once. They should not go and have another collation center where manipulation will take place again. And then if you look at it, vote buying does not attract enough penalty because they have the money and they know they are going to buy votes. That the National Assembly is not representing Nigerians. If you have not known that before now, know it that they are representing the ruling party and the presidency. But I keep saying it, they will be disappointed come 2027.
When you say they'll be disappointed come 2027, you know, how do you mean? Are you actually, are you a believer? Are you very sure and very certain that the ruling president or the ruling administration would not maintain their seat come 2027? You've seen how many governors, we have like almost 33 governors that have been aligned with the president or the ruling party. Don't you see, you know that there are many senators, of course, and also House of Rep members who have defected to the ADC. Don't you think that that's strong enough for them to, you know, maintain power in 2027?
Yeah, that would be their hope. But what I mean that they will be disappointed that within themselves, they are going to fight themselves. They will fight themselves. There are too many big men. There are too many interests. There are too many things that will make them fight themselves. And we are praying that they should fight themselves. And all those their evil plans that they want to remain in power, somehow there are natural ways that those things will be taken care of. Watch and let's watch. I wouldn't go more than that.
Mm-hmm. But, you know, talking about the Electoral Act, when you hear what Mike Egin is saying, and of course, even IPAC has also come out recently to, you know, to discredit this Electoral Act. But do you think that there will be any amendment to this act before the 2027 elections? And if, let me just respond to that first before I move on.
Why do we think there will be any amendment? They didn't make mistake when they were making it. It was deliberate. And so no matter what we do, no matter the kind of protest we go for, they have deliberately done what they want to do, particularly when it comes to the direct primaries, because that is the point where they are going to fight themselves, when they will start selecting according to who they want. And at that point, that is when there will be implosion, because everybody will want to. So at that point, that is where we will start having implosions among them. I don't think they are going to do anything about it. They have passed it and they are waiting for assentment. And at that point, of course, their master will always assent to it.
But he has actually assented to it, really. He has assented to it. You know, that he had, some persons will say that that was the shortest assent the president gave to any of the bills that had come to his table, because he assented to it within 24 hours. So he actually assented to it.
Yeah.
But do you think
and that tells you that nothing can be done about it again.
Okay, so irrespective of what people are saying, all of these that are coming out, nothing can actually come out. So many have said that one could go to court to, you know, to challenge this, but you're looking at the short time that we have and looking at how Nigeria is, how feasible is that?
Lena, do we really have a court? We have told you that 3 people are responsible for good or bad governance. The court is one of them. Yeah, what we have is purchasers power, who has the power to purchase judgment, gets the kind of judgment he wants. And the people in power will always have more. So going to court will just be another exercise that we are fulfilling, just maybe because we want to show that we are not happy with what they have done. But again, when you go to court, you try to make what they have done creditable, because they will tell you, yes, you went to court, the court granted them the right to continue. But I tell you, even if everybody has to go to court individually and the whole 2 million Nigerians go to court, we will not see anything different. What they have decided is what they will do.
Oh, what they have decided is what they would do. But they actually think that this is setting the ground for legal battles, which will become the aftermath of 2027 elections.
Yeah, it's setting the ground for failed election or failed poll already. There will be some what do you call it, legal battles within themselves, but I don't think any reasonable Nigerian will want to go and waste his resources again after we went through what we saw in 2023, where judgment can be twisted at any level to favor whoever they want it to favor. I would not advise anybody. One thing is that there's always a limit to everything that we do on earth as human beings. It is only God that has that ultimate power to do what he wants to do. Sometimes they say man's plan or proposal is different from God's proposal. And so some of the things they are doing now is still going to boomerang back to them. They are in power today. Are they going to be in power tomorrow? We don't. 2020, whatever, we don't know. And so when they come up with these things just for the fact that, yes, they are enjoying it now, we just stand and watch. What I will advise Nigerians is do not allow all these things you see to weigh you down, to make you feel traumatized, like I said earlier. But keep praying, and not just praying, do what you can within your powers. Like they have given us the 21 days, we'll try our best to see that within these 21 days, we are able to do what we can do. And then something can happen before then. But if nothing happens, life goes on.
Life goes on. Okay, let's move on to something that is very, very some Nigerians will actually say it's quite important. Senate President Godswill Akpabio has expressed confidence that a Nyoma state will be created with Asaba proposed as its capital. Addressing party members of the All Progressive Congress in Asaba, Akpabio describes the agitation for a Nyoma state as historically justified, noting that the proposal reflects a long-standing aspiration rooted in equity, administrative efficiency, and balanced development. However, the proposal is already facing opposition as a loyalist of Simon Ekpa has criticized the move, saying that Anyoma is part of the proposed Biafra Republic. Let me ask you, I don't know what you make of this. This push for Anyoma state, we've seen it come up just in last year or so. Yes, before now, but Ned Nwoko actually brought it up again last year. You wouldn't say that this is more about development or a political calculation ahead of 2027?
Why was Akpabio Senate president in the South? He was there for campaign, and during campaign, he will always say whatever he feels that the people wants to hear. So even if when I listened to what he said, he never said the Anyoma state is certain. He said if the Anyoma state is created. So it's not that he's giving us or giving the people confidence, but he came to campaign and he sacked the people and understood that yes, if he mentions the Anyoma state is going to catch their interest. So that was one of those campaign strategies that they used in the previous election also to tell us that electricity is guaranteed. So it's part of those things that you get from people like them who only say what people want to hear, but not what they want to do. Away from that, I know you would like to ask about the Simon Ekpa's people's reaction. For me, if they want to create the Anyoma state, why do we worry ourselves?
We seem to have lost connection with our guests. We'll take a break, and when we return, hopefully would have restored connection with him. Just stay with us.
Welcome to Romeo Pizza. Sink your teeth into our freshly baked pizzas. Loaded with rich sauce, melted cheese, and irresistible toppings. Where every bite is a love story. Treat yourself to our creamy, dreamy ice cream. Smooth, sweet, and made to brighten your day. Or maybe you want it hot and satisfying. Our juicy shawarma is wrapped to perfection, packed with flavor in every mouthful. Pizza, ice cream, shawarma. Why choose one when you can have it all? Romeo Pizza has exactly what your taste buds desire.
Well, unfortunately, we're not able to reconnect with our guests, but that will be where we'll end the show tonight. Thank you so much for being a part of the issues. And of course, we discussed issues concerning Nigeria and its government. Don't forget to tune in next time for more in-depth analysis and discussion. Follow us on social media to stay up to date on the latest news and insight. Until next time, stay informed. I am Nnenna Ndomdioto. This has been the Issues on Voice of the People television, where the future faces forward. Please don't forget to stay tuned for Hashtag with Vivian by 8 p.m. Don't go away.
We encourage you to click on the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are Voice of the People TV. Also follow us on all our social media platforms. We are at VOP TV Live. Visit our website www.vop.ng for fresh and trending news. Also watch us live on SLTV channel 264. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television.
Behind every broken desk lies a broken promise. Education shapes the nations. But who is asking the right questions? Introducing Edu Dialogue, the show that goes beyond the surface, exposes the cracks, the corruption, and the silence in Nigeria's education system. Edu Dialogue, Saturdays, 3 p.m., only on VOP TV. We break the biggest stories, from missing funds to policy failures. We ask the tough questions and demand real answers. Edu Dialogue, this Saturday, 3 p.m. on Voice of the People Television.
Welcome to the locker room, the home of football talk that matters. I am Jerry Arpelon. Join us every weekday, Monday to Friday at 5 p.m. Nigerian time, as we share the hot takes and hot debates in the exciting world of football. And joining me are the usual suspects, Ikechukwu and Mayowa, as we break down all the hot takes and everything that's happening in the football. Don't just watch football, live it with us. Catch us on the locker room and Voice of the People Television at 5 p.m. Nigerian time. And like I always say, if not 20 minutes off, please just go.
And it's Hakim Ziyech who puts the Atlas.
often said that customer is the king and the soul of any business transactions, why then sometimes treated with a sense of unfairness and injustice. Join James Shodia live on the DCS scorecard on VOP television every Saturday at 6 to 7 p.m. as it features top brand CEOs to dissect and analyze issues on poor service delivery in different sectors of the economy. Come on board, let's give you a voice and a platform to share your view on poor products, goods and services only on the Distinguished Customer Service Scorecard. For adverts or sponsorship and inquiries, you can call 0803 2252778 or 080-2100-3424. The Distinguished Customer Service, celebrating services, inspiring success.
In a world where power shifts its every headlines, news breaks and events happens, we bring you unbiased and explicit information on politics, economy and state of the nation. We break down the chaos. Facts, not fluff. Truth, not spin. We discuss not just politics, but a glimpse into the future. Voice of the People Television. Now you have more than a voice.
Across several regions of Nigeria, communities continue to grapple with insurgency, banditry, and kidnappings, raising fresh concerns over whether increased defense spending is truly translating into improved safety for citizens. The security crisis shows no clear signs of abating in 2026. Reports indicate that no fewer than 1,091 lives have been lost to violent attacks. Additionally, about 3.7 million Nigerians have been displaced, now scattered across nearly 3,900 camps nationwide. In recent developments, at least 23 people were killed and 108 others injured following a series of suspected suicide bombings in Maiduguri, one of the deadliest attacks in the Borno state capital in recent times. These troubling figures continue to raise a critical question: what can be done to end insecurity in Nigeria? Responding, Nigeria's Vice President Senator Kashim Shettima restated the federal government's resolve to defeat terrorism, declaring that those behind recent attacks in the country will be decisively confronted. As Voice of the People TV, we sought the opinion of Nigerians on this growing concern.
The federal government, that's one of their major role in keeping the safety of Nigerians, as in they have to be very, very, very active in keeping the safety of Nigerians, because that's one of their major priority. So, and again, as we individual, you have to be very, very vigilant. If you see someone that is not familiar with in your area or in your environment, you have to alert the security operations, because you can see if sometimes you might be in your street and you see some new strange faces.